That fucking image.
I do have permission to speak now? Okay, how do I...
Wait, what do you mean permission? I dragged you in. Unless you got like...
I'm fucking retarded.
Well, yeah, we kind of figured that much.
How do I see this? How do I see the stream itself? So that's
you have 4 fucking options. You have YouTube, you have Twitch, you have Kick, and you have Odyssey.
Okay. Dude, I've been like on internet detox for a fucking year. Oh my god, my YouTube doesn't even have me signed in. What the hell is this?
Yeah, whatever stream. If I don't know, we're just chit chatting, so it's not like I'm actually showing that much. But any stream you do watch, just mute the audio, or else you're going to be hearing yourself in stereo. I just love the little picture of Sopmod holding Sopmod.
Yeah. Internet's decided to shit the bed. That will happen occasionally because I have awesome internet, to say the least.
Okay. I don't know about the internet, but I think my computer might be fucky wucky. Earlier today, I had like a graphical glitch before it froze, and I had to reboot.
I've just had cancel stream. Okay, where the hell? Why am I? Oh, there it is. Okay, the last horse finally crosses the finish line.
And then he went to the glue factory.
Yeah. Well, that's about like where I belong at this point, honestly. In certain parts of my life.
Yeah, you and me both. So for anyone who doesn't know, this is Sopmod Senior, not to be confused with Sopmod Superior. This is Sopmod Senior. Pippa.
Unless you're Pippa, in which case you can confuse me.
Well, there was a good stretch there. There was a good long ass stretch where she would always, she was meaning to say Sopmod Superior, but she would just say Sopmod Senior because you have the fucking what's the word? Fucking seniority.
I had the seniority, and did I mute myself? No, I didn't mute myself. I'm just trying to. Okay.
You literally don't have to do anything other than be in this call. I'm the one doing all the work, and even then, that's like air quotes work.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to. Okay, there. I'm trying because I'm getting the whole like feedback thing because of streaming or watching stream and then listening to self talk. But I think that that's insane. I want to see. Come on, let's get some people in here. There's got to be somebody that wants to hear my life story.
We got one on YouTube, which is probably you. You're unk. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's me.
What the fuck was that? Oh no, the kick spam has begun.
Oh sweet. I'm also a professional. This sounds legit. I mean, honestly.
I don't know. I swear to God. I mean, at least once a day, I'll get like an either art, like either on like if I'm streaming or on X, I'll get like an art request like, hey, I'm an artist, hire me. It's like, no, fuck off. Or like a bullshit artist, it's like, hey, I can increase your sub counts. Like, fuck off. And Kick is really bad for that there because the instant I go live, it's like, hey, join me on Discord and I can up your sub count, blah 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 blah. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, and I can also up my sub count. It's just called I go to like a website and buy a bot and just bot my streams. It's not that hard. This isn't rocket science. But yeah, I never really understood those people. But this is. I love that in YouTube, grumpy old men is like my third thing under this stream, followed by cozy fireplace from fall to winter. And tranquil melodies, stress relief, heal anxiety and depression. Yes, no, that's not going to heal anxiety and depression.
I can't say I'm much better because I was just watching BB's Weiss Schwartz Hololive card booster pack opening hand cam.
Honestly, I need to stay away from that because then I'll be like, oh, I should totally like go buy some more White Schwartz cards. And even though I don't play the game as much as I used to at all, which is to say, I don't play at all anymore.
I never even played. I only know it exists because Rudy of Alpha Investments would cover it from time to time.
It is the problem with the game is there's absolutely no balance. There are like you know how there's the decks in Magic that are just not fun to play against at all.
Is that all? And that's Weeb Schwartz in its entirety.
Imagine that, like imagine that times 100. That's White Schwartz. Like, and these are like level 1 cards that are like just. There's been games where I've sat down and I've just been like, I concede, you win. I don't want to do this for like the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was me in the 90s playing against my one friend's like, are you now Fergus, are you playing your stasis deck? Yes, and then we're not playing. Pick something else.
No. Like, I don't know how bad it was, but Cancole was really bad for that. There was a lot of decks in Cancole that just had really ridiculously overpowered initial characters, and just with the mechanics of White Schwartz, it was really easy to just pile on damage early, and you're up to level 3 where you can use your better cards, but at the same time, I'm overpowering you with level 2 cards or level 0 or level 1 cards. The balance is never really good in the game, and honestly, it's not, because it's seriously just a game to sell cards with anime girls on it. So they're not really concerned about how playable the game is.
I remember growing up, like, me and all my friends were Magic guys and stuff. I was the token Pokemon guy, and we had like one Yu-Gi-Oh guy, and God bless that retard. He always tried to get us to play Yu-Gi-Oh, and it was always like, okay, this is like playing a blue deck versus blue deck. Fuck off. I'm just reading the general channel of how we're just poking fun at Woo.
Internet Kun decided to cut out again. But no, I never got into Magic, strangely enough. I tried to play it, and just for whatever reason, I could not figure it out. I don't know if it was learning disability or whatever, but for whatever reason, I could not figure it out. Come on, YouTube.
Trace around. So, what decided you to pull the trigger on tonight and break the on-call cherry wiki dog?
It's
See, you even Sop can do it, you fucking asshole.
I did. I debuted before WikiDog, and I even have.
Well, we put that in quotation marks, but
yeah, I wish I could get rid of that watermark, but honestly, I just decided, like, the last couple weeks, I've been like, okay, I'm cool to break internet quarantine. I've been away long enough, and like I did go back to I browsed a couple farms threads on Kiwi Farms, and then I was like, this place is a shithole.
Okay, good. It's not just me, because I stopped going. I stopped looking up on the TVA saga is kind of like a dead horse at this point. But like Kiwi Farms, yeah. I don't know. There was a certain turning point a few months ago, and I can't put my finger on it. But it's just like, okay, something's not right. I don't like it anymore. I'm out.
Dude, it's the election, and it's the 80-20 rule. Like, you're literally having 80% of the fucking content on there is made by 20% of the retards that are on the far. Oh, wait a minute. Is this rated like PG-13 or R, or like what? I don't know how good YouTube is. If I just said retards and anybody was offended, I'm sorry if you watch this later. But anyways.
I'm streaming on all the platforms, and you know what? Niggers and fuck off. I don't really care at this point.
Okay, good. Okay, just making sure. But yeah, it just feels like the both from the right and the left, because honestly, like this election was a shit show, and it was just like an example of like from Kamala's side, it was an example of like, hey, let's see how fast, let's speed run losing an election and do everything wrong that we possibly can, because I do remember, like it was hilarious, the event that she did the night before the election.
Oh, that was so
5
bad.
miles down the road is probably the largest food bank in the county. She could have gone there, given them internet. She could have gone there, handed them over a big check, glad handed some people, kissed some babies, whatever you want to do as a politician. But no, let's do a celebrity something or another where the celebrity says, "This is your president. I'm going to walk off the stage and grab my check." Like, I don't even know what they were trying to do. I half think they wanted to get Trump elected again. I honestly do.
I'm kind of low-key beginning to believe that too right now, but it's kind of one of those things where it's to what end?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of is if you get Trump elected, then you can run the most like somebody like Josh Shapiro. You could run somebody like him on a Clinton platform of like, it's the economy, stupid, and he could win very easily. But the only problem is the stock market is at like 50,000 points by then. You're going to have a hard time turning R's into D's. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I can see it. I can see it.
And like, really, if it wasn't for COVID, Trump would have won. Like, that, hands down. Like, and I don't think anybody wants to say otherwise doesn't know what they're talking about, because he would have won if it wasn't for COVID. COVID is what really screwed up his chances, because basically, like, that was everybody's argument against him, is like he dropped the ball on that, which he kind of did, but at the same time, a lot of people dropped the ball on that. So that's
to a certain extent, but I do believe there was some level of shenanigans, because where did those 20 million Democratic voters go to?
Like, you just can't organize stuff the way they supposedly organized it that fast. Like, look, nothing in the United States works that fast. But no, I think there was, to what level we'll probably never know, or we might know, because somebody might need the money and have to write a book at some point. But yeah, it was 2020 was weird, and honestly, I expected the fallout from this to be way worse. I honestly expected, like, the day after he got elected, I was like, this is going to be a shit show that Wednesday. And
yeah. Honestly, it's literally the meme of like poking with a stick. It's like, come on, do something.
Yeah, like, honestly, I went out and like there was hardly anybody out. Luckily, like, I live right on the border of Kamala country and Trump country, so I decided we're going to go the Trump country side today, because, like, I don't feel like, not that I have stickers on my car or anything, or not that I would even say who I voted for, but being a straight white man, I don't feel like getting hit in the face with a cinder block for existing. So I went to Trump country side, and it was just like, day is normal. Like, I was expecting to see people out, like, screaming that, this is a farce, this is such a disaster. But no, you didn't see that at all. And I haven't seen it. And honestly, I've been 3 days a week. I'm like going down to where all the universities are, and I'm not seeing any protests. So I think they understood that Kamala just was not winnable. And when you have Donald Trump get 40% of the vote in California, like a shit ton of, like,
have you seen the map, like the county map breakdown for California? Holy fuck, a shit ton of it went red. I mean, a fuck ton.
Oh yeah, it's probably like you probably have like Los Angeles County, San Francisco, San Diego's probably red. I would think it might be because of the military vote, and also the Latino vote, which she totally she blew that one.
Yeah, and then some.
And yeah, and you might Sacramento might be blue, but like the rest of California is red. I mean, 2028 California is probably going to be a red state, honestly. If Gavin Newsom keeps trying to see, can I make a stupider decision today than I did yesterday?
I don't know. I kind of want to see like Ronald Reagan come back as like return of the Gipper, like Revenge of the Gipper.
Yeah. that's what needs to happen. I mean, it's funny because I think about the same time California started their high-speed rail project, Japan started an extension on one of their Shinkansen lines. That extension was completed about 5 years ago and is operational. California has built less than a mile of high-speed rail.
I know,
and their taxpayers are paying for it, and they think it's the way of the future. I don't know who wants to get I don't know who's really clamoring to get from LA to San Francisco, but that's just me.
Now, here's how you complete the high speed rail line in California. You have the rail line go from SoCal to Texas, and then it'll get built.
But somebody had actually mentioned it. This is actually not an awful idea. Would be LA to Las Vegas, which would not be a horrible idea. I mean, well, because honestly, the only problem is the mountains, which is kind of a big problem, and well, the earthquakes too.
Yeah.
But if Japan can do it, there's no reason we shouldn't be able to for that relatively short of a distance. But that's being a train person, I always have people say, "Oh, don't you think we should have trains like Japan all over the place?" And I'm like, "No, I don't, because Japan's the size, but Japan's smaller than California. So like you're comparing apples to oranges, or like there's just no comparison to be made." But I don't know. Thank you, legal Matt.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. Yeah, because I think Woo's on Adderall.
Would not be a VTuber without it. Oh man, I think I'm taking enough pills right now that I should be able to put in an application to Nijisanji and get hired. Like, I mean, I honestly think we don't need an autistic Thunderdome of our own.
Nah, I feel. Oh, I don't know. We could probably make our own VTuber corp at this point and stuff, but BB went off reservation and had to join a corp. Traitor.
I don't see. I don't. I honestly expected the industry to crash by now. To be fair.
No, I think it's going to continue on in perpetuality, but it's just going to be, it's kind of like novelty is worn off, and now it's kind of just like another thing at this point. It's never going to go away. I never thought it was ever going to go away. It's just not as much as the limelight as it was during the pandemic time.
Yeah, I think if you have people that can do like short content, like an hour or two, I think you'll be a lot more successful. Like, I think that's kind of why. I know that some of I'm probably going to say Pamu at some point, but I know that some of Mint's streams are longer and some of hers are shorter. But she has a shit ton of followers, so they'd watch a 5-hour stream without any questions. But I think Doki Bird streams are generally on the shorter side from what I've seen. So I think that's the thing that, plus just consistent time of streaming. That's
I've completely refused to take part in any VTuber thing. I've never had a debut. I don't have scheduled times. Like all the pomp and circumstance of a corporate VTuber, all the stuff is like, nope, I stream what I want and do what I want.
No, that's just seeing and like, I don't know how much of it is done in. Can't install updates. I don't care, Windows. We've updated like 1,000 times, and I'm not updating to Windows whatever.
I got the big Windows 11 push like last week or something. It's like, change Windows 11 now. No, fuck off.
No. Until like your day one exploits are gone, we're not doing that. No. No, like like especially with all the stuff I've seen from like that happened with Niji Sanji, like I just like some of those smaller companies, I wonder, like, do these people understand what they're signing? Like, because I've had to sign heavy duty NDAs, like,
I know I have to,
you are going to be in a federal courthouse if you breach this NDAs.
Yeah, like I don't have access to people's personal tax information, but yeah. If I were to violate some of my NDA with a giant fuck off multi-billion-dollar gold company, I'd be still in the same boat.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's it's information is money, and you give that to their competitor or whatever. But like some of these smaller companies, I think it was Legal Mindset that went over like the actual contracts that Niji Sanji was having people sign, and like it's pretty much unenforceable, at least in the United States. I don't know. I don't pretend to understand Japan's laws at all, and I don't think Japan pretends to understand its laws at all, because they seem to really only care about copyright, and everything else is just second to that.
Yeah, look at the latest Nintendo shit with Pocket Bear.
Oh, give me a break. I mean, that's Nintendo. Like, Nintendo prints money, and they're gonna go after people for the small. They're almost as bad as Disney. They're gonna go after people for the smallest perceived violation, and fuck off. I mean, Jesus, you have. If that's the best, if that's what you have to worry about, like, I don't know. There's a reason. Like, at one point, I was considering, like, I should buy a Switch just so I have something to do when I'm bored. And then I was like, you know what? No, Nintendo's not getting any more.
Yeah, no, I'm totally out of Nintendo. Yeah, I'm totally out of Nintendo now. They can just fucking die for all I care.
Yeah, no gaming console company is getting my money anymore. PC Master Race and old games on PC Master Race at this point, honestly.
Agreed.
I do have to figure out how to get Red Alert 2 to work right on my laptop, though, because it is not. It's for some reason there's something like goofy with its graphics or something that it doesn't like to work on Windows 10 or Windows 11 or Windows anything other than its original original version on Windows.
Yeah, speaking of shit not working, god damn it, Twitch, I'm on just chatting. Stop having me listed as fucking Path Exile, you piece of shit.
Kindly add me on your Discord. I want to see how many. That's the thing I wonder, is how many English is a second language.
Oh, really funny story. The other day, I was chatting with a few people, and we had one of those scam text things, and me and Haka were making fun of it in terms of Pajit, send Bobs and Vagines, and he got really like pissed off, and I was like, oh, we hit the nail on the head. Oh, that was glorious.
Yeah, I don't. What the hell? Computer.
Oh, okay. Now
are you cooperating?
It's like, oh,
computer like wigged out on me for a second.
Yeah, you're having your computer issues, and I'm having my Twitch issues. It's like, okay, now you decide to go to fucking just chatting. Okay, fine. All right, I don't care. It fucking works now.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Yes. Yeah.
What, the magical puff of blue smoke?
Oh no, it won't play. It won't. Never mind. Another video. I was thinking another video would play over the. I would be able to get it on the audio, but I actually I can't get it on the audio now that I think about it.
No, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with Discord calls, but Discord calls don't pick up desktop audio. It's only your microphone.
Okay. And I actually have my professional headset that that my job would not pay for, even because they wanted me to use the like $5 one that they sent me in the mail, and I was like, no, I'm not using this piece of junk that only has one earphone, and it feels like it's nails digging in the side of my head. So they refused, and they even brought the Corsair one that was on sale, and it was only like $50, and they were like, no, that's too much, we're not paying you back for it. I'm like, fuck off, my comfort's more important than you anyways.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes. Because I remember I would talk like I was buddy with most of the IT department at my last workplace, and we were always just like, so we can't do this. No, corporate would sign off on it. It's like, okay, understandable.
No, they wouldn't sign off on that. They wouldn't sign off on my keyboard. I didn't expect them to sign off on my keyboard, and I was okay with that. Because honestly, I spent, I think it was like $120 keyboard. And whenever I tell people that, they're like, what do you need so expensive a keyboard? Just use a laptop keyboard. I'm like, dude, have you ever tried to type all day for 8 hours a day on a laptop keyboard? Like, I would prefer, like, when I retire, I would like to be able to use my hands. That's like my goal.
Yeah, it's probably retards like that there be like, oh, what is this carpal tunnel syndrome? Herp derp.
Yeah. I already have the, like, it actually comes and goes, but I get the really cool like numbness in my pinky finger on my right hand that comes and goes, and it's it's a stress thing too, which is like, that's fun too when you get different stress reactions as you get older. That's awesome. But
oh no, I'm well aware of that. Like I straight up have like nerve damage in my left hand, so I understand.
I'm pretty sure on my right hand side, which was super awesome because it like can get confusing. I basically call it, is it the pinched nerve on the side of your neck, or is it a heart attack? Because I get like the radiating pain down my right arm and the pain in my right shoulder, and I'm like, is it a heart attack or is it just that pinched nerve?
So, yeah, because people think it's like, well, if it's not on the left side, then you're fine. It's like, no, you can have that sharp pain on your right side too.
Yeah. Oh no, it's on the left side. It's on the left side. I'm stupid and not remembering my sides right. But yeah, it can be on either side. And the doctor said the best way to describe it is, like, he said, it'll be like an elephant standing on your chest, and you literally, like, if you stand up and try to walk 3 steps, you won't be able to breathe. Because health anxiety is another one of my things, and somewhat legitimately, like, there is heart disease in my family. So
Uber, the nerve damage is not that bad. Like I broke my arm and wrist like several times. So like whatever gave up the go, like is my left ulnar nerve has nerve damage, and the pinch point I've narrowed it down to my elbow. So pretty much I just got to make sure I don't rest my chin in my hand.
Oh, you can do that. You can do that. Whatchamacallit?
Nerve flossing. Yeah, I do.
Nerve slide. That's what it's called.
Yeah, I do.
Nerve flossing. Yeah, actually, it works.
Well, yeah, it does work, but again, the damage has been done, so like the numbness is never going to go away. All I can do is keep it from going worse. Because like one morning, like years ago, one morning years ago, I woke up in sharp pain, and my pinky and ring finger was like bent over, and it's called benediction because it looks like you're giving a benediction, and that there's like warning, you're about to like have a major fuck up if you don't fix this. So I spent all day doing nerve flossing and looking up. It's like, yeah, not even surgery can fix that shit. So I was just like, okay, fine, I'm on my own. But ever since then, I've been just doing nerve flossing and just kind of like holding pattern.
Yeah, I mean, I know so many people that have, like, because I know a ton of people in construction industry that have like tried to that have gotten surgery, and it just never everything from what I understand, every time anybody gets anything done with their shoulder, it's just a disaster.
Well, I looked at the statistics for like, okay, does nerve damage repair surgery work? The stars have to align for it to work. So it's like, okay, the odds are not in the favor, so why bother?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like that's the thing too, is physical therapy honestly seems to be the better alternative for the most part. At least to me, physical therapy seems to be the better alternative for the most part.
I totally agree, and well, case in point, it actually does work. So, you know,
yeah.
Like I forget when exactly my nerve finally gave up the ghost, because like again, like I've injured my left arm like since I was a kid multiple times. So it's like it could have been any one of those things that finally gave up the ghost. But then, you know, like a few years ago, I wake up in sharp pain. It's like, okay, now's the time.
I know exactly what I did, and I remember exactly when I did it. Is when I worked in a movie theater, and I reached behind me to pick up something that was entirely too heavy with my like hand upside down, and then like as soon as I picked it up off the counter or whatever, immediately it felt like somebody shoved a machete into the top of my shoulder. And I was like on the floor crying, and people were like, "What's wrong with you? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, I'm fine. Obviously, that's why I'm crying. Like everything is cool." You know, that was 20 something, or early 20 something me. So of course, just shrug it off. And you know, from time to time, it just comes back. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun to deal with later. But along with the other thing that'll be fun to deal with later is the hernia surgery that I'll have to get at some point for umbilical hernia. So yeah, that's fun too.
So what, are they going to just fuse your vertebrae or what?
Oh, I don't know what they would do. If they have to do anything with my neck, I'm going to tell them to fuck off, because my dad got neck surgery, and yeah, it almost killed him. So yeah, we're not going to do that part. I don't know what they could do. I mean, the only thing I could think of is like, nah. Yeah, they would have to be something with the neck, and there's not going to be any fucky-wuckiness with the neck. So.
Mm. And with all my Marfan crap and my scoliosis, I'm thankful nothing major has happened yet, but I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Oh, yeah. That's, like I said, the only thing that I have that's definite is, like I said, it's a tiny umbilical hernia. And the doctor's like, yeah, you'll probably have to get it fixed at some point, but it probably won't be until you're in your late 50s. And I'm like, okay, well, like, should I like watch how I pick stuff up? And he's like, well, yeah, you always should. I'd be like, Doc, you could be a little more helpful, you know.
I know. I've long since my opinion on doctors is like, okay, give me antibiotics anytime I get an infection, or like my specialist, or like, okay, my monitoring for my eyes and heart. And it's like, okay, it's like, all right, to get the specialist monitors on the go and everything else, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm kind of that way too, honestly, because especially with diet, I noticed that like the whole trying to figure out what food triggers are is like,
that's a fun game.
Yeah. And I honestly think when I started eating a healthier breakfast, like I was eating oatmeal and I was like eating toast and, you know, peanut butter, and my stomach was still getting upset. I go back to eating fucking cinnamon toast crunch for breakfast, and all of a sudden everything's fine. And I'm like, this stuff is like literally cardboard with sugar on it, and you're telling me this shit is better for me than like the protein and fiber oatmeal. Okay.
Here's one thing I've learned with time. Ultra processed food, as much as it's bad for you, it's easy on your digestion. That's the catch-22. It's terrible for you, but it's easy to digest. That's the problem.
That's probably what it is, because I went from eating like that, like food, like, oats, which my stomach was probably like, what the fuck are you doing? Get this shit out of here. But yeah, that does make sense, because it's probably designed to be like literal goy slop.
yeah. I've tried looking up on and stuff, and like that's kind of like my best guess. I feel it's right. It's just so processed, it's so ultra processed that it just goes right through you, and it doesn't really rock the boat, as it were.
Yeah, no, and that's probably why like I can eat like a whole pizza, and still, even supposedly with having acid reflux, it doesn't bother me as much. But the acid reflux is just 100% stress. Like, it's not, like they tried to diagnose me with GERD or whatever they call it, but I'm like, yeah, I know. I think it's just from stress. Like, I don't think it's that, but okay, I'll take your silly pills that'll give me bone loss.
GERD's not fun. I do have it, and because the digestive system's all one connected tube and stuff, like anytime my IBS flares up, my GERD flares up, and anytime my GERD flares up, my IBS flares up. It's just, you just can't win. Win.
The only thing that I noticed is like I had like the weird thing is like I was like, why is my voice, why do I feel like I'm losing my voice? Like when it was getting bad, and I was like, oh, it's because like I'm getting a sore throat from fucking stomach acid.
Like the worst case scenario for even just basic reflux is that developing ulcers. That's like the worst thing.
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten to that point yet, because I think like that's the like I haven't gotten to the coughing up blood part yet, which hopefully I won't get to.
I hope I don't ever get to that too, but I now average maybe like once a month. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, literally puking up straight stomach acid. I'll just cough up stomach acid, and it gets up in my sinuses and shit, and it's just like, I just wake up and like, what the fuck is going on? Oh my God, kill me.
See, I get the like, depending on what I eat, sometimes I'll get the runny nose immediately. So like, I don't know, is that like food allergy, or is that just it's supposedly there's some kind of like psychosomatic reaction or something.
There is
from stress for that. Like, I can't worry about it, because I worry about a million other things. Because life is fucking fantastic for me for the past year.
Yeah,
but
I probably should do my due diligence and say probably not air out your all of your life grievances onto the internet.
Yeah.
You can bitch to me on DMs, but as an online friend, I'm going to recommend to you not to air out major things on stream.
I got you. No, I need to worry about OPSEC. Oh, so cool.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree with you on that. There, I really don't give a shit about OPSEC nowadays and stuff. But it's kind of one of those things where it's like making the token effort, if that makes sense.
Self-dox myself.
Yeah. I don't know, you already I think when we were talking about the when we were pretty much live posting in my Discord about the election and stuff, I think that was the first instance of you admitting where you live and stuff.
I can
remember.
Farms,
oh, you did?
On Kiwi Farms. Yeah, it's you can look through my posts, because you can that's the closest I came to like saying where I am.
I know. My thing is like country and state is safe enough.
Yeah. I mean, city, in terms of it's less city and it's more urban area.
I don't know. Getting down to the city area, that's the level is kind of just like, okay, that's getting a little dicey.
Yeah, well, I mean, my opinion is like, if you want to come to my house, fuck around and find out. Like, I mean, that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
But, Urban, you can say black.
Well, yeah, there's some of that too.
I don't know. There's only so many. Urban areas in Pennsylvania, so it's like, okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's only some. Well, I was gonna say there's not that many. Yeah, there isn't. So, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna stop doxing myself. But no, yeah. Like I said, you're not going to find out anything interesting, and I have no in real life online footprint either. So there's also that. Thank you.
I don't know. Like I said, I only started online posting in my late 30s, so it's like good luck finding any old shit on me, because this persona is all you have.
There's probably some, like, I don't know if they would still be there. Like some old ass, like, message board or bulletin board service posts from like figure collecting or toy collecting forums that you could find, but that would be it. Who got doxxed? They doxed that Pooner. What the?
I don't know. Yeah, Pipkin saying Pooner doesn't exactly narrow it down that much.
Yeah, I can't. What's slang? What's a Pooner?
I think it's just another thing for faggot, but don't quote me on that.
Ah, okay. Well,
no, don't quote me on that though. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, I'm with Sark.
Some broad who dared Kiwi farm to dox her. Well, I wouldn't be that stupid. Oh God. Oh God. Damn. Oh,
the other disgust.
Oh. Female to why? What? Like, you already. I never. Okay, I don't understand. Here's my hot take, like, of the night. I don't understand transgenderism at all, because it doesn't make any sense. Because if you're male, why would you want to become a woman? Because then you get every woman debuff, like, and they're real and they're huge. And if you're a woman, why would you become a man? Because you get every man debuff at that point. Like, I don't get it. Like, also, I don't want my dick cut in half and shoved up inside me. Like, there's nothing appealing about that to me. I don't know.
I'm with Sark. You managed the show for a second, Grandpa, and he has a weak bladder tonight.
Oh, no, yeah, it's not. I agree, it's not supposed to make sense. Oh, I will not. I will not. No, I will not like it. I will not enjoy it. It's easier to follow it on the. What the heck? Okay, there we go. I got confused. One odd. So can. I if one autist can find me, I want Chris Chan to find me. I want him to be that one autist. MTF is a super buff, especially if you went to prison. I don't know that it would be a super buff. Well, I guess. Chris Chan asking me to marry him. That.
But you know what? Well, no. But the question, the real question is: Are you a boyfriend-free girl?
See, I fail that on multiple qualifications. I'm not a boyfriend-free girl, unfortunately. I would have to accept the inverted weenie at that point. And no, I don't think that's going to happen. All the pussy you can reap in women's prison. As much as I'd like to say, man, I really slayed it when I was in women's prison. That involves going to women's prison, and like I have this thing about going to prison. Like I don't want to do it, because I don't like the whole like rape and shower beating things. It's just me. I don't know. Like Shawshank Redemption, like that. I don't want to be raped in the projection room. Like.
No, but the thing I can see is it'll be less Shawshank Redemption and more like fucking it'd be more like bite the curb. Like from a big ass roided out bull dyke.
Oh god. See, that's the problem, is I can't think like a predator because I don't have that mindset. Like I don't, like, if I was like, I just don't, like, I would, the part of me that needs to be missing to like do that isn't missing. So like I can see people that do, I could see why people that do that though. I guess that's kind of gross.
And I'd have to be your prison buddy, being given that I'm a sociopath. I'd just shank a motherfucker and just not care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Well, I follow like the Rorschach from Watchmen idea in prison, which is just literally like go insane on your first day and just be like, "You motherfuckers are locked in here with me," and see how that goes. I mean, it could go well. It could go poorly.
My prison strategy is I'd be the big happy guy. I'd be like, "Why are you so big? Why are you so happy?" It's like, "You want to know?" It's like, "No, I don't want to know. Fuck off."
Yeah,
just be being creepy.
Yeah, I mean, like anything that like just gets people away from you, or anything like that. But I mean, yeah, prison just not a good place to be. Known. Pay people to stab people.
Yeah, the question is, Pipkin, how many Pipkin, how many THC bottles are you smuggling into prison up your ass? That's the real question. It's like super chats and shankings.
That's what the honey buns from the commissary are for. I mean, that's like a hundo in jail, like literally. And I think that they, whatchamacallit, they had a shortage of them.
Actually, no, yeah, I do distinctly remember this. I remember what you were speaking of. This was a thing for a good while.
But pay someone to do it. Oh, but no, and that's another. Hey, to go back to the election, but that's another like losing talking point for Dems. And actually, this is my bold prediction. Next election, we will have two Democratic parties. You're going to have the Clinton type Democrats that are like I said, it's the economy, stupid. And then you're going to have the ultra left, genderqueer, scream at the sky.
So the question must become then: will it be a complete party division where one splinters off into a separate party, or will it be still the one big party, but it'll be like clear lines of division?
I think they're going to splinter off in their own different party, but they're still going to call themselves Democrats. Like they'll call themselves Progressive Democrats or some. Like honestly, I think they'll call themselves Progressive Democrats. I agree. Progressivism is like dying because the rubber band, the band got pulled so far back that it finally snapped, and people were like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, especially, and like I think the commercial that did it is the one where like, oh yeah, we paid for this dude in jail to get a sex change after he like fucking cut somebody's head off or some shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, I fucking have to, like, let's say let's say I get hit by a car. I have to pay like $5,000 or some ridiculous amount of money to, get treated for that. But, some shithead goes out and kills somebody, and you're going to pay for like the most expensive, unnecessary surgery in the world. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, no. And we wonder why healthcare in this country, in the United States, is absurd.
Well, the healthcare system in America is absurd because of insurance. Because it's a racket.
Internet die.
Murderers and rapists deserve sex changes too. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's because I think it's just like it really. Inflation is what really did it. Inflation is what killed. Inflation is what killed progressivism, because when you have to start making decisions on like, okay, are we going to buy eggs or are we going to buy bread? Like, which is a legitimate decision for some people because food prices have gotten absurd. All of a sudden, I don't really give a fuck about who plays on the women's basketball team, if or whatever,
Oh, the Democrats having to deal with their version of Katrina didn't help either.
Yeah, no, that being, knowing what I know about that part of the country, that's like, people think that the urban areas around the big cities are the poorest parts of the United States. No, it's Appalachia, and it's an absolute disgrace what this country's done to Appalachia.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, like when Wendigoon started his campaign to raise funds for Appalachia, it's just like his little documentary video and stuff is just like it's a crying shame.
Dude, like I had a friend that lived in Virginia, and I had time, so I was like, oh, I'll take the scenic route on back roads. Some of these towns that I drove through, it looks like it's still 1950. I mean, and of course, like the whole way down there, I'm like, this was a couple years ago, so it might have changed now. This is more than a couple years ago. This is like 10 years ago. But no cell signal, no cell service. I mean, and then the thing that topped it off for me too is like the guy who was taking his own money, they're spending his own money, flying his own helicopter to like help people. The FAA is like, no, you can't do that. What are you doing? Like, no, you're not allowed to do that. Like, God forbid you be a good Samaritan.
Yeah, and the cherry on top of that organizer who said, literally, like with a paper trail, do not go help anyone with a Trump sign in their yard. It's like, that there went over like a lead balloon. Oof.
Dude, these people, I swear, like I don't know, like I don't know how you can be so dumb. Like, and.
I've had this conversation multiple times with multiple people and stuff. Crooks back in the day were good. Like they were good at being crooks. Nowadays and stuff, it's just like, where's the effort? No one puts in the effort anymore. There is a crisis of competence all across the board.
What? Oh yeah, absolutely. And I look forward to not getting help from the federal government. Like I think it was wrong. Was it Reagan that said like the scariest words are like, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help"?
That was Reagan. Yeah, that was Reagan.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that was Reagan. Like,
no, I literally saw a clip this morning. I was watching a bunch of YouTube stuff, and that clip came up in one of the videos I was watching. It was Reagan.
I'm from the government. I'm here to help. Like, I mean, yeah, that's like the last, and like we did it to ourselves to a point because we like allowed ourselves to be okay with a like atomized low trust society. Like you know, I mean, I make an effort to know who my neighbors are.
Same.
Just because you know, I don't want to be best friends with them and they're like not going to get a birthday card from me or anything like that, but I know who they are.
Low trust society, you mean black again.
But you know, it depends. It depends. Especially down south. I mean, honestly, I think that's you know, another, and well, before I forget this, because this is actually like this is my thing that I think was the thing that changed a lot of enough people's minds on the eve of the election to go for Trump over Kamala. In New York, where they went into that person's house like they were going after Osama bin Laden because they had a fucking squirrel that they like saved or something from the park because it was sick.
And raccoon, don't forget the raccoon. The raccoon got killed too.
Raccoon got killed too, yeah. I mean, they killed a coon. I mean, Jesus. I mean, oh my God, if I killed a coon, I can only imagine what happened. But anyways, but I think that pushed a lot of people over because they were like, holy fuck, this is, and that was New York. And I think a lot of people were like, holy fuck, this is what we're paying, this is what our tax dollars are going to. Our tax dollars are going to people kicking down a fucking door over a squirrel because it might have rabies. Dude, if you've been around any wild animals, you know like what an animal with rabies acts like, and it generally isn't like all happy to sit on your fucking shoulder. It's trying to like, it's like the rage monkey from goddamn 28 Days Later. Like,
no, but here's my funny thing about the whole squirrel and raccoon thing is that that particular incident educated people in that there's only one test to figure out if you have rabies, and it's how do I put this? They fucking kill you.
Oh yeah, they kill you and cut your head open. Like, and that's the same reason why, like, anytime you know, there's a dog attack, or not a dog attack, anytime a dog bites somebody, they have to put down the dog because there's a chance it could have rabies. My dog never leaves my house except when it's on a leash. How the fuck is it going to get rabies? Last time I checked, rabies isn't airborne, and if rabies becomes airborne, well, it'll be a very interesting planet for a couple weeks.
Yeah, because that's all it would take.
That's all it would take. Yeah, it'll be a very interesting planet for a couple weeks, but after that, it won't be anymore. It'll be a bunch of bugs. That's it. Ooh, breaking news. What's this? Please tell me it's like Israel bombs Iran.
I think it's
is not much.
No, you know what I want news from? I want to follow up on the released lab monkeys. I want to follow up on that. I haven't heard anyone talk about that in a while.
That one actually scares me because they said, "Oh yeah, they're totally not like they're fine. They weren't they don't have anything with them," and I'm like, that kind of sounds a lot like what happened in Wuhan, where like you had the biosafety lab, BSL-4 lab, like right in the fucking middle of the city. Like, so if I have to get another fucking magic shot to be able to go grocery shopping, I'm going to be not so happy.
If there's ever another round of lockdowns, let's just a little slight preview for anyone. If you don't hear from me for like a couple of weeks, I went and IRL Fed posted. Just got on that right now.
Yeah, I don't think the only thing that, like, unless you did like complete military quarantine of China and like we are killing anything that comes out of your country, that is the only way you would have stopped that. Which I'm not I wasn't opposed to that idea, and I had actually said that was a good idea, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't know. I got cucked out of my World War Z more than once. I just want the happening to happen. As much as another 4 years of Trump will be funny for the memes and stuff, I'm kind of just done at this point. Let someone do the big funny. That's all I ask. Please and thank you.
All right. Okay. Am I back now? Because my internet is literally cucking me.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's kind of easier to tell when your internet goes down when you're just straight off cut out as opposed to going full robot voice. You haven't been too bad with that.
Yeah, no, that's
Supreme chance. I'm still kind of floored out that the Vice President of the United States is the same age as me right now. I don't know how I feel about that.
You know what? I actually feel good about that because it's not somebody who could be my grandfather, which is nice for a change.
Well, no, that's the great thing because if Biden dropped and Kamala became president, that would have been hell. But if Trump drops, which he's probably going to get another bullet to the head eventually, Vance taking over, it's okay, I feel a little more comfortable about that.
I honestly don't think Trump's going to finish the term because I think it's either going to be a stroke or a heart attack. I mean, I understand he's probably taking everything that he can to prevent that, and White House doctors are probably helping out with that. But there's only so much pills can do to stop nature's progress.
I know it's kind of like a betting pool at this point. Is his health going to catch up with him, or is the CIA going to get serious for once?
CIA and NSA, I know you're listening. I really think they let the security at Butler be lax on purpose.
Oh, I'm in total agreement with that. And CSIS can go fuck itself. I don't care.
Yeah, because that I remember. I keep talking about Bill Clinton, but that's just it happens because there was a Clinton rally that my mom took me to because it was the first time I was old enough to understand oh, this is what a president does or whatever, blah blah blah. And I remember on the corner of every building, there was a sniper team.
Yep.
There was a dude, and they weren't being subtle about it. You're normally supposed to stand back off so people can't see you. No, there was a dude with binoculars, and there was a dude with a rifle, and that rifle was pointed at the fucking crowd. And this was president-elect too, and this was his first term. So to have a dude sit up on a roof for 15 minutes and fumble around with a gun-shaped object, and you're just oh, well, maybe we should send a local cop up there, and then the local cop just shits his pants and runs away when the kid points the rifle at him. No, no, it doesn't work that way. I don't know. I don't know how much of that story I believe.
No. I am in total agreement. It was a on purpose lax of the shit show. It was made to be that way on purpose.
Yeah. And I mean, and the thing is too with the kid, he reminds when they showed the picture of him, I'm dude, he has the same look that fucking Adam Lanza had. That same fucking space cadet look.
And also the second shooting one, because I remember we were following that live and stuff, and that one was funny because I was looking at his social media live before it got deleted and stuff, and it was okay, this guy is literally a plant. This is literally a Fed.
Yeah.
This is the second guy was clearly MK Ultra level shit.
Yeah. No, the second guy, because even even like my mom was like, how did this guy get all, like, with all the traveling he did, and like this guy has no gainful employment. Even like, my mom was like, how did this guy do this? I'm like, because somebody fucking put him up to it. That's how. Like, I mean, it's not hard to figure out. And I mean,
the duct tape optic. Hey, now Brandon Herrera did a video showing that the duct tape actually works.
I mean, it's not even about the optic. It's just you put enough lead down range, eventually you're going to hit something. I mean, depending on what side you're on, thank God that MK Ultra dude was such a failure that he couldn't even hit a target. But luckily, the other thing that influenced that too was that day was extremely hot and humid. So to get a little gun nerdy here, firing an AR platform at that range in those conditions, unless you're intimately familiar with the platform and you shoot on a regular basis and you're aiming for center of mass, you're probably not going to hit what you're aiming at. His mistake was trying to shoot him in the head. This is what I'm trying to say. Long story short.
Well, the funny thing is with the second guy, it wasn't even an AR, it was an SKS.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the SKS is the better weapon. As much as I hate to say it, the SKS is the better weapon because it is more destructive than the AR round. Because the AR round, if you get hit in the shoulder, it's going to go in and out. It's going to hurt like hell, and it's going to bleed like a motherfucker. But it's probably not going to kill you.
Oh, I know.
Of course, if it hits you in the bone dome, yeah, it's going to kill you. Yeah. But any round, almost any round to the head is going to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. But going back to factors that led to the victory of Trump and stuff, we're just talking about like the assassination attempts. That's a big turning point too. It's like, okay, they're trying to kill him. So,
dude, and the other thing is too, you got the evangelicals there because they were like, God saved him, because that bullet literally, it was a matter of millimeters between what would have been, what's a little nick out of your ear versus what's what's a bullet bouncing around in your skull. So
yeah. Actually, my favorite thing with the God thing is that stepping away from the assassination for a second, the funny thing with the God thing is that God's chosen the Amish rose up because not because of anything in particular, but because the FDA wanted to make an example of one farmer, and the entire Amish community rose up. And it's like, no, we make a stand here.
No, I mean, I honestly think we need more of that. Like, and I am not an Elon Musk fan at all, so I don't think we need Elon Musk deciding what to trim from the government.
But you have to at least admit it'd be funny.
Yeah, it would be funny. And I think, there is a lot of money that goes to places where it shouldn't, and especially in the military, there's a lot of just plain misappropriation. But that's the one thing that does concern me is like when you see somebody like Elon Musk and you see the kind of the fusion of social media and government, like that's some Brave New World or some 1984 shit that I really don't want to see. And it's more Brave New World to me because like so many people are walking straight into it like, oh, this is fine. And what can you really do? Nothing, unfortunately. I mean, well, you can do something, but we won't say that here because yeah.
I know I'm probably not going to live to see the end of the decade, and I have no skin in the game at this point. It's like I'm just here to watch it go down the drain.
No, that's what, like, I know a lot of people that got really upset about it, and I was just like, look, this is what happens when you have a two-party system. You have a choice between black and white. And I mean, both of them are bad choices. You need a third choice, and you need a government where you have a coalition, you have a bunch of interests, and you have to form a coalition. Now, granted, this doesn't always work out well. Looking at you, France,
and Canada, but, and Canada, and Germany,
and Canada, and Germany, and like every other country that runs this way.
Okay, a funny little side tangent. I'm just chuckling that all the major coalition governments failed within the week of each other. The Liberal NDP in Canada failed within the week of the German leftist and centrist party failing and stuff. It's just so funny. It's like a bunch of them gave up the ghost at the same time. It was funny.
A bunch of them gave up the ghost the same time that Trump wins.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, funny how that works.
That's interesting. It's almost like people realize something, that maybe identity politics does not solve any problems. It just creates more. But I think, I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see. And like, I just laugh every time I see, people say, the MSNBC or CNN types like, oh, they're going to come for us and put us in camps. Nobody's fucking putting you in camps. If he wanted to put you in camps, he would have put you in camps when he was president. Or guess what? You would just go drive to work one day and your brakes wouldn't work and you'd slam into the back of an 18-wheeler.
Well, we posted this. We reposted the Stone Toss comic a few days ago of like, it's like, oh, he's going to do all this. He had 4 years. It's like, oh, Kamala Harris is going to do all this. She had 4 years. Nothing's ever going to get done.
I mean, like, it's meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Like, I mean, the only difference is, thankfully, like, he has a Senate. It's a Republican Senate, and I believe it's a Republican House too. I obviously haven't been paying enough attention to say with any certainty, but I believe if they're not the majority, they have a strong minority in the House, which means that, oh my God, we might actually get some legislation passed. Hopefully, some regarding the gaping hole that is the southern border, which is a national disgrace. But, I guess other countries are allowed to have a border, but God forbid the United States have a border.
Yeah, but people kind of realize that at this point and stuff, and it couldn't happen to a greater bunch of people.
I mean, even with Canada, there was a woman in Washington State who was collecting seashells. She accidentally walked into Canada. They arrested her, and she spent 5 years in jail because of it.
I remember this.
It might have been less than that, but she spent time in jail because she was collecting seashells on the wrong side of the border.
No, I distinctly remember that. Yeah.
Like, so I mean, like, it's to all the people that are like, oh, no borders, everybody loves each other. No, everybody doesn't love each other. Go cross the border between North and South Korea, and like, watch out for the fucking landmines.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the House elections. I just know that Senate turned. I don't know about speakership. Mitch McConnell's a cuck anyways, though, honestly. Fucking, they need, like, he's old, he sucks, and he just says whatever his donors tell him to say, so he can go fuck himself as far as I'm concerned. They need somebody younger that, like, actually wants to do something instead of just collect his government salary and then collect his sweet government pension.
My only wish is that I want Ron Paul to walk into the Fed with a shotgun and just take everyone out.
Oh. Well,
you're fired.
Our monetary policy, like, I don't even know what it is anymore. Like,
Fugazi.
It's funny because, like, right now, actually, I don't know if this wouldn't be a self-dox. It's just talking about a car purchase. I extended the lease on my car, so it's up. So they initially told me when I extended it, oh, if you want to finance, you have to go through the bank. And I'm like, okay, whatever, fine. I'll call the bank and go through it. So I call them. I forget what I needed from the car dealership. Oh, it was something about the warranty I wanted to find out about. They're like, oh, no, come back and finance through us. I wanted to be like, oh, not selling cars so much anymore, because like when I went in there to look at when I went in there to talk to them about the warranty, I looked at the sticker price on my car. It's doubled since 2021. It's almost doubled for the base model of my car. It's insane. And people who say inflation isn't a problem are obviously living in a different country than I am.
No, I do believe that that little bubble of reality is popped for a lot of people. It's like there's only so much insulation you can do and stuff. Where it's like, you know, like even the rich people are like, okay, this here's out of whack right now. They're going to fucking come for us if this here doesn't.
You can only buy one. Yeah, you can only buy one yacht now. I mean, this is absurd. I mean, think of the yacht club owners. I mean, God.
I know, like fucking Ninja Sanji has to downsize. My God.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, geez, you have to go from a 155-foot yacht to a 150-foot yacht. This is horrible, in the times we're living in. But I mean, no, I think, it was a weird election. I mean, that's the only way I can describe it. And I think, I don't know. I think the 24-hour news cycle needs to like reevaluate how it runs itself, because I don't think they help themselves at all. I don't know. No, screw over. What's this?
What does your bean counter eye see upon your YouTube feed?
Let me see here. I have something about English people can't barbecue. Who's this from? I know who she is.
You got a license for that barbecue?
What's her name? Lime Malicious. Isn't she one of the whatchamacallit? Flavor people?
The only Lime I know is Woo's boyfriend, the Dr. Lolime. Or Lolime. Yeah.
Yeah, Lime Malicious. I thought Lime Malicious was too. My Tasty How to Make a Smoker. I don't want to search that.
I think there's a couple. I think there's a couple of low limes running around and stuff, so it might be the other one.
Okay. Dead Space remake.
Didn't the Dead Space remake come out a while ago? Or are they remaking the second one too?
No, this is Bijou's playing it. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I watched a stream. I really can't. And most of what I watch is just Hololive clips anymore, just for the production value. Okay, so Lime Malicious is. I knew she was like something, because I've seen her. Like, I don't know if it was her talking about something about model tracking, or if there was somebody talking about something about motion tracking. It was actually really interesting, because like they were talking about how you have to set settings to like delay it so it looks right. I don't know. It was some of it kind of went over my head, because I don't use the software. So I mean, I can put formulas in Excel like nobody's business, but ask me to figure out this stuff, and I'm like, computer hard.
And that's the reason why I started VTubing, is because like I wanted to learn the process, and by golly, there's only one way I learned, and that's by doing.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Like, I can read about it a million times, but until I actually do it, I'm like, duh, no understand, bang rocks together, make fire.
As long as you have iron and shirt.
No, but Malicious part of Vsauce, but no, like I have to say, like I honestly expected more quote unquote civil disobedience, especially when I heard 3 days before the election, the 3 states had called up their National Guard units. Like, I expected it to be bad. And there were a lot of police out on election day.
Well, my rationale for thinking is that mostly it comes down to Soros. I think Soros the Junior realizes that they've lost the plot, as it were, right now, and he's probably just like pulling back and waiting for a better opportune time.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna fuck off to an island and start a weird sex cult. I mean, because that's all they want to do. They just want to turn the world into their weird sex cult. So,
yeah,
I think he's just going to be like, yeah, this plan is too hard. But
it's kind of funny because, like, going back to the crisis of competence thing, that like the new generation is coming into effect right now for a lot of different things, like including Soros. Like, now we got the new one, but he seems like the type to be just like, I'm going to take my bottle and go home.
Yeah, and I honestly think that's it's just. Since 2020, it's just been overload with it's like crisis fatigue. Like, you had COVID in 2020. You had the wildfires in Australia in 2020. California has been on fire since 2020. I mean, literally. In 2022, you had the invasion of Ukraine. All through that, you've had all through that, you had tit for tat with Hamas and Hezbollah and Iran against Israel, and the Houthis against basically I don't even know who the fuck they're fighting. Like, they're just shooting at anything that moves, it seems like. But I think it just all came to a head, and like, honestly, it came down to which probably another good election slogan is, "Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?" And I don't think really anybody can say, well, a few people can, but I don't think really.
Well, no. The funny thing about that there is you have to just like think opening your mind's eye and just think how many people were standing in the booth and asked themselves that question. That probably is another major pillar why he won the election. Was like, it's like, am I better than 4 years ago? No. Okay, next guy. Boop.
And I love to. I love that they're. I hope this happens. I hope this happens. They want Biden to step down because of his health, quote unquote health, and let Kamala finish the rest of the term. And if they do that, I want to see somebody be like, motherfucker, do it the right way, and 25th Amendment him.
No, here's the funny thing. I went back and actually watched his speech after Trump won and stuff, and he was coherent as fuck. And I was just like, oh my god.
He was on the good drugs that day. Yeah.
No, I'm kind of more like, was the dark Brandon meme a thing? Was like, he got screwed over, like the Democrats screwed him over, and I'm just wondering if it's like, okay, yeah, no, it's like, okay, fuck you guys.
Yeah, that's a real possibility, and I never thought about that. Like, him just playing the long game and just being like, you know what, I'm just gonna fuck off and act like a retard.
Well, here's the thing, because he bowed out like I forgot where I was reading this. I was reading this somewhere and stuff, like the Dark Brandon meme stuff. But like there was quite a few like legitimate points being made, and so I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense, because like he bowed out at the last minute, so they had no chance to run a primary, and they and also they didn't want to run a primary because like the all those millions were tied into that ticket, so the only choice they had was Harris, and it's just like, was it all calculated all this time? If so, bravo, Biden, bravo. You fucked over the Democrats. You know what?
Yeah, I mean,
redemption arc.
I don't think it's that far from being true. And I mean, at this point, honestly, with how absurd things are, like, you're talking like Dallas levels of soap opera in American politics, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I mean, yeah, it does make sense. And, you know, basically making Kamala a complete failure as a vice president, too, to the point where she's just not even though she's the candidate, she's just not a viable candidate. And honestly, it makes more, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it honestly comes down to like, okay, you're gonna fuck me over. I'm gonna be a spiteful asshole because what? This is my last term. I'm done with politics. Like I'm 1 foot in the grave. It's like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because like, that was the other thing I remember too. Because I distinctly remember saying he was like, "I'm a one-term president," and I'm like, okay, then you know that Democrats, this is your cue. Like you need to find the dude. Like, I'm sorry, like, and you know, if there's any women that happen to be listening to this, I apologize.
Any women who are listening to this know that having a woman president is the end of the United States.
Yeah. Woman running for president, you are running with a huge debuff unless you are like I don't know what qualifications you would have to have, but they would have to be like ridiculous. Like the closest you come to somebody that I would be like okay-ish with is Tulsi Gabbard, and even her, I'm kind of not because she's flip-flopped a lot on a lot of things.
Yeah. Use balls. Yeah, it's like vote for me. I got bigger balls than the other guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's I don't know. Yeah, I think that I honestly I never thought of that, but it makes so much sense because like the stuff with Israel, he could have just been like, you know what, he could have just. I mean, granted, they don't really need to buy shit off us; they can make their own stuff, but we just sell it to them at like bargain basement prices. He could have just been like, dude, you guys are fucking cut off until you stop bombing hospitals. I mean, I get it. Fucking Hamas and Hezbollah bury their command centers under hospitals. Like, I'm not defending that. But at the same time, like, maybe a 5,000-pound bomb on a hospital isn't the best fucking idea in the world. Just saying. I mean, like, you know, we managed to kill bin Laden. Well, we supposedly killed bin Laden with only like 24 dudes. So, Israel, I'm sure you can do better. But
I believe they got bin Laden. I believe that.
I believe they got him alive though, and he turned himself over willingly.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
And he's probably he was just because there's just anytime the CIA is involved, there's fuckery. And there's fuckery that you'll never know about.
And like, for sure.
I don't know, because I remember the night that it happened. Like, there were the 3 pictures leaked of the 3 people that were killed. Like, I think it was two of his brothers or something, and another family member. Because I have those 3 pictures, but I never saw a picture. I don't think I ever saw a picture of him. I don't remember. Like it's old man brain is kicking in. I don't remember ever seeing a picture of him dead. And I think he got shot in the face too, which convenient. But and
the buried at sea. Yeah, the buried, and also the buried at sea. There's the biggest red flag. It's like, yeah, sure.
Well, the buried at sea, I understand because they said they didn't want to give like future jihadis a place to pilgrimage to if they would have buried him normally. So, you know, middle of the Indian Ocean, I guess you can go out there on a fucking boat and like pray to bin Laden's ghost that you'll be successful in trying to light your shoe on fire on a plane or something. I probably just put myself on a terrorist. Oh, never mind. I was already on a terrorist watch list from before this.
I'm just having the mental image of like a bunch of jihadists going out there and like a little rubber dinghy, and then like a great white shark comes along and just like Allah Akbars them.
I wouldn't be surprised. But no. I mean, yeah, that's the dark Biden thing. That, yeah, because he he was on the ball for that speech.
Yeah, like like that speech was just like, he was like crystal clear, straight to the point, no meandering stuff. It was just like, it's like, oh my god, he like de-aged like 20 years. What the fuck just happened? Like
that was
like,
before her. That was before her speech too, wasn't it? That was before her.
Yeah,
was it before her speech?
Either or, doesn't matter. Just the fact, it doesn't really matter, because like just him being that coherent and stuff. I'm like, it's like, where the fuck have you been for like last year?
Yeah, no, that's not. Yeah, that wasn't this. Like, it felt like a different person. And like the debate with Trump, like I only watched maybe 5 or 10 minutes of it, and I was like, man, this is like, this isn't even fair. Like, and you gave the guy like, it's like watching somebody who's played a game for like 20 years versus like, somebody who played it for like 1 month, but you like gave them all the premium stuff. And they still get their ass beat by the veteran who's like playing with star.
Well, yeah, like I streamed the whole debate and stuff, but like looking back with the lens of the Dark Brandon thing, it's like, with that in mind, he threw that just to be like, I think like that was like the first major play. It's like, okay, it's like, thus begins the destruction of the Democratic Party.
Yeah, and that and like I said, with the 25th Amendment, like if they feel that he was that mentally compromised,
they would have enacted it. Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't anybody bring it up? Like, why did nobody bring it up? In why are you starting to mention it now so you can give Kamala some kind of like consolation prize? I don't even know what to describe it as. It wouldn't even be a consolation prize. It would just be
I don't think
participation trophy.
I don't think they would even do that, because like watching her like her like defeat speech and stuff, she was ready to cry, and she just said her piece and fucked off. And I don't know if you saw this or not, but like Pelosi was yelling at a bunch of people and stuff. Like Pelosi was just like fucking yelling at people and stuff. It was fucking hilarious, and it was like on like it was on like live on air. It was fucking hilarious.
I remember hearing about it, but I didn't look into it anymore, because I was like, oh well, that's just what happens when grandma gets crazy and she doesn't take her medicine.
I saw it live. It was fucking hilarious. Like she looked like a fucking Pelosi looked like a fucking demon yelling at some of those people and stuff. It was fucking hilarious.
Well, that's what happened. I mean, like, and that's, the mask has come off, like, and like your normal person is seeing that and being like, holy shit, like They Live wasn't a fucking movie, it's a goddamn like documentary.
yeah, like the big two I usually go to is Demolition Man and Idiocracy, but like no, They Live is probably like the granddaddy of them all. Is like, yep, that was pretty on point.
No, Demolition Man is pretty on point too, because I mean, I feel like that's a fairly accurate representation of California at this point. Like, you have the ridiculously ultra wealthy who are trying to insulate themselves from the vast unwashed hordes, and half of their state is literally burning to the ground.
Yeah, it's so poetic. Yeah,
there's a certain irony in, like, I don't know. When your property is filled with trees, the only way they can reproduce is when their pine cones fall off and they are in a fire that has to burn at like 800 degrees or something, that should be a hint that maybe you shouldn't be living there.
Yeah. Well, no, here's another funny, like, I know you probably know this, but for anyone who doesn't know, so the Australians did a funny to Californians back in the day, and that they sent over a bunch of eucalyptus trees that went feral in California. And the thing is with eucalyptus trees, is nothing but oil that goes up immediately in flames.
Yeah, as if pine resin isn't flammable enough, let's add literal oil on top of it.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I just still kind of find it funny that they a lot of people, like a lot of the green death cult, try to pin the blame on climate change. I'm like, motherfucker, the last 10 major fires in Ontario were caused by arson. It's like, fuck off.
yeah, the problem in California is they used to let you Pacific Power and Light, I think, is the company out there, but they used to let you, if you wanted to, you could come in and the deadfall on the right of way, on the right of way for the power lines, you could cut it up, put it in your pickup truck, and take it as firewood. Well, the the environmental wackos in California were like, that's a natural habitat. You can't get rid of it. Well, you're right. It is natural habitat. But the other part of natural habitat is anytime lightning strikes, that stuff catches on fire. So you can have it one way or the other, but you can't have it, you can't have it both ways. So,
yeah.
And that's, and part of it is, to be fair, part of it is a part of the electric utility, because being in California, they're extraordinarily corrupt and they were not maintaining, they weren't holding up their end of the bargain in terms of maintenance on their lines. But I mean, that's infrastructure everywhere in the first world at this point, because frankly, we've just grown too fast. Like, things need to slow down a little bit. And AI isn't going to make things better, despite, which is funny because a lot of the greenies and the lunatic left environmentalists think AI is going to be our great savior. And I want to be like, motherfucker, do you realize how much electricity it takes to run a data center? Like, you need to build, if you want actual AI, you're going to have to figure out fusion power first.
Now, here's the thing I love about AI. AI is making the AI is allowing the roaring comeback of nuclear power, and I'm okay with that.
Oh, I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I mean, since when? I forget when the first commercial reactor was. I think it's like 1950 or 51. You've had three major, four if you count Windscale in the UK. You've had three major accidents. I mean, compare that. There's more radioactivity in a coal power plant than there is in a nuclear power plant.
Oh, I know that. You know that, but retards out there. Cliff.
Yeah. Granted, I don't mean in the reactor core itself. That's a completely different thing. But if you walk around a coal power plant with a Geiger counter, that thing will go nuts because of radon. And guess what, kids? Radon isn't good for you. There's a reason I have to buy the little test kit every year.
Well, that's one of the many reasons why I moved out of Nova Scotia, because Nova Scotia is underlain, but nothing but granite.
Yeah, I am under land of nothing but the giant lake that used to be here, which is basically turning into coal. So yeah, thankfully my house, well, I shouldn't go into too much what my house looks like.
I'm glad you caught yourself.
Yeah, thankfully where I am is, I actually don't know geologically. I'd have to look more at the map, but yeah, I mean, anywhere in Pennsylvania, both sides of the state, you're coal country. The only difference is the east side of the state is anthracite, and we're bituminous on the western side of the state. Oh no, I live in western Pennsylvania. Oh my God.
No one cares.
No, yeah, exactly. But now the mining industry is interesting too. That could be a whole stream in and of itself. Honestly, how they screwed over coal miners. Granted, I'm not the biggest fan of coal power plants, but they're way more efficient than wind turbines.
Well, again, I grew up in Nova Scotia, and I was watching the news when they closed the Sydney coal mine.
Yeah, not a fun time, but all right.
I got the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation Natural Resources open because I'm kind of curious. What is your guys' geology?
It's mainly because it used to be, I think, on this side of the Appalachians, it was mostly lake and marsh, if I'm not mistaken. And on the other side of the Appalachians, I think it might have been, because it's way flatter. I think it might have been some glacial, some leftover glacier. I'm not sure though, because there's the Poconos too, but they're not really a high mountain range. I don't know. I don't really pretend to understand that much of geology of Pennsylvania or geology in period. Aside from shiny rocks, expensive, and hot rocks, bad for your health.
Yeah, so the long story short with the Appalachian Mountain Range, it's an old mountain range between that you can actually find the comparison over on Africa and stuff. The funny thing is about the whole eastern seaboard, it's largely accretion geology, in that the reason why the mountain's there is because back in the day, all these blobs of continental crust was just smashing into the continents, and much like a bunch of like slabs of Play-Doh just bashing into each other. So if you like, I'm just looking at the Pennsylvania geology, geological map and stuff, and you can see like the different rock terrains and formations and stuff. It looks like the eastern seaboard is just like wedges upon wedges and wedges and stuff, and that's just how the terrain is, and all that smashing together rose up the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, because I think actually, aren't the Appalachians related to the Atlas Mountains? Or am I like misremembering something?
I want to say yes, but I'm really bad with names, but it does ring a bell, because like when I was learning like pretty much the entire eastern seaboard up into Canada and stuff, it's all effectively the same deal and stuff. Yeah. So it does ring a bell. So you're probably right.
Yeah, because I know. Okay. Hydrogeological settings. Oh, I'm looking at stuff that's way too intelligent for me this time.
You're probably on the same page I'm on. I'm in Pennsylvania hydrogeologic settings and stuff. But
that's what I was looking at.
No, but this map is fine because it's still showing like the major rock groups and the different mountains and all that jazz and stuff. Like, even though it says hydrogeology, that's fine, but because it still has the basic geology map on there. And like, let's see, carbonate aquifer is made of limestone, dolomite. Yeah, that makes sense. Aquifers, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, I don't care about the aquifers, I'm just looking at the pretty colors. So yeah, you got all the carbonates, you got the mountains and stuff. That makes sense.
I know, because we're about as far south as the glaciers came, if I'm not mistaken, at the last.
Yeah, like the last glacier period, the last glacier period, like pretty much the glaciers ripped off all the topsoil in Canada and deposited, like, that's why your guys's Great Plains have like all the really good soil and stuff, because that's all of ours, you assholes.
Yeah, and that's why we have earthworms and you don't. But yeah, it's been definitely a crazy election, and I don't want to dox myself, but I have had a crazy year. And anybody listening to this, I want to encourage you, do not be like your favorite VTuber, whoever they may be, and hesitate to get mental help or health with mental help. You will be thankful that you did. People you see online are not good examples of how to live your life. There's my wisdom for you.
Yes, I have a rough understanding, given our private conversations, of how things have been. Like, we haven't talked like forever and stuff, but like I knew when I knew the instant you went quiet, you were dealing with some shit. So I kind of figured as much.
Yeah, no, it's and sometimes you have to take a break from things. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
You have to change things in your life, and you kind of realize what's important and what's not important. And realize that like you're kind of putting yourself in a box too with a lot of things too. So let's see what we got a message here. Don't
It's like, oh no, my favorite VTuber did something silly. Sopmod of the lake, what is your wisdom?
My wisdom is very bad, but yeah, VTuber roommate activity. That's the one thing that I remember. The one thing that Pippa I remember did was the like because I could tell she it was around when something crossed in a stream or something, and she asked like, oh, do you search for your roommate, your VTuber's roommate or whatever, and I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, if you're putting yourself out, in a company, I mean, it's kind of up to you to make sure that you keep everything separate that you want to be separate. I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. Now, if you're going to start stalking the person and like sending them like gifts with air tags,
there was another one of those not too long ago.
Oh, are you kidding me? People are still trying to do that? Jesus.
People are still trying to do that. I forget who it was. But yeah, like another I don't know if it was a VTuber. I think it might have been a streamer, but whatever. Like doxing via air tags is still a thing.
Like, honestly, like at this point, like just, well, I was gonna say, if you take it inside and if you take all your gifts inside and put it in a microwave, that won't help you. Just rent the cheapest apartment you can and just have that be your address, and then just put any gifts you receive. Yeah, put any gifts you want in a microwave, and there you go. That way you don't have to worry about an air tag.
I don't know. If people were to mail shit to me, I would just open it. Like, I have a P.O. box, so I would just open up at the post office, and if I see an air tag, just chuck it in the garbage at the post office. Is like, hey, you're not going to find my house.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to mail me anything, I mean, go ahead. I'm always for free stuff. But I don't think nobody's after my VTuber bussy, so thank God. I think
we have enough gay with Hakon Cypher in their server. If we have enough gay bussy.
Oh God, I don't. That's upsetting. Yeah, that almost goes with the tranny stuff. But what was I gonna say? Brain no work too good. I was glad to see. The one thing that did make me happy is I was glad to see that Henya came back, because she is honestly one of the ones that I can watch, and like it genuinely makes me feel good feel better, because she's just, even though she's gone through some crazy stuff, she is just generally that positive. So that's probably one of the people I would like to meet in real life in this whole sphere, I would say. Yeah, of course, she probably wouldn't say a single word and would act like a terrified rabbit the entire time. But
yeah. So like you've cut back on a lot of stream watching and stuff, but 10-man Pippa's last collab stream of them playing the Russian roulette shotgun game. I forget what it's called. The shotgun game and stuff. They had a bunch of really fun conversations in that there. That was a very entertaining stream to watch.
That's the thing that's one thing that bothers me about Pippa, is that she really needs to do more collab streams.
I haven't watched the Pippa stream like forever and stuff.
Like
outside of the odd collab.
Yeah, a Pip self, like it gets really stale. They get really stale, and it's not her fault. It's because she gets baited by chat so much. Like, she needs to like just stop looking at chat. And I'd said that so many times. like ad nauseum. But you know, it's her decision. So I mean, I don't think you should force somebody into collabs.
Oh, Uber, I know you watched the Deus Ex stream. I haven't gone around to watching the Deus Ex Part 2 stream. Is it yay or nay? Yay or nay watch?
Oh, did she finish the game?
I don't know if she finished it or restarted it, but she had a day. She went back to play Deus Ex like a few days ago. I haven't gone around to watching it yet.
Dude, I don't. What is the fucking spreadsheet simulator space game?
EVE Online.
I unironically want her to play EVE Online.
I unironically want her to play that there too, but I think she would get frustrated like within minutes.
Yeah, because, well, yes, because she's going to expect to be able to get like top level like stuff right away, and I want to be like, you do understand it's going to be like a year before you even get like your first ship that's even remotely combat capable, right? Like you understand that. Like you're better off mining asteroids.
If I remember right, I distinctly remember something that the EVE Online community specifically does hate streamers and stuff. So if she were to do something, I'm pretty sure like a Combine or something, like a company would come along and just fuck her up just because.
You wouldn't even have to do anything. I mean, like, the scaling in the game is actually realistic. So, like, they could just send one of their, like, lowest level ships and blow up anything that she could put together as a new player. Like, EVE Online is, like, it should be, there's a reason it's so close to Evil Online. I mean...
I know, I have followed the trials and tribulations of EVE Online just because it's always been a thing. It's been a thing for forever at this point.
But I would like to see her do an RTS game. I don't know that she could keep up with it in chat though. That would be a challenge. Like I would like to see her.
Pippa doesn't have enough RAM under the hood to micromanage that level of shit.
I mean, an easy RTS like Command and Conquer or like Red Alert, the first Red Alert, where like AI is pretty dumb. I think she could manage that one.
Yeah, but real funny to watch her play be the original Dawn of War.
Ooh, no, that.
Oh, no, it'd be funny for us to watch her try and fail.
See if Lumi could do it. Yeah, if Pippa could do it, because Lumi, even though she does have a degree, Lumi is big dumb. I mean, I'm gonna be honest there. Like Lumi has many woman moments.
No, really.
Yeah, but she did do a hell of a Factorio. She did do a hell of a job on Factorio. So I will say that, because that game can be really aggravating. Chat.
Yeah, speaking of people I never like, I'm just going through my YouTube feed right now. Speaking of people I'll never watch anymore, Kershey. I've stopped watching her forever ago.
It's hard. Let me go through mine. Let's see.
No, like Kershey's alerts got really bad. Like she went from like literal who to like stream to like 6,000 people, and she never updates her alerts and stuff. So people are like people are TTSing like every 30 seconds, and it's always like bleeps and bloops and blops, and it's just like, okay, this is unwatchable.
I don't watch. Grimmy is another one that I
haven't watched Grimmy in forever. How's she doing?
Grimmy is Grimmy, but I believe her living situation improved.
Good for her.
So that's like, I know for her that was a big thing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, any improvement in that is better, and she's taking better care of herself. And I think is she part of a? Yeah, she's part of a company now. I think.
I don't know if she's part of a company, but didn't she buy out? She bought out a merchandise company, or hot sauce thing or something.
There's something, yeah.
I remember she got controlling share of something.
Yeah, and yeah, I can't pretend to follow it enough to like speak intelligently on it. I'm just looking through. So Grimmy, who else do I have?
Oh God, I forgot. I watched the Pippa did a reaction stream of the Wendy's Krabby Patty promotion and stuff. I thought there was a slog of a video to watch.
God. So, I tried to watch Sayu because I do like her sometimes, but other times I don't know. It's just kind of like a broken record. I haven't watched Sleepy. Just trying to see what else is on here. God, all these. Why do I have everybody? I have from like everybody from Hololive. Why do I still have Millie on here? Let me get rid of that. Because I don't.
Yeah, I'm kind of overdue. I'm overdue to clean up my subs.
God, I have Enna on here too. Oh, that's awful. And I mean, I don't. How is Amia in a company or no?
I can't remember.
Is she on her own? Because, well, can't. Okay. Let me see here. It doesn't seem like her videos like get that many views, but they must because.
Yeah, the number of VTubers we're all watching are fucking dwindling these days. Actually, probably the only VTuber I watch consistently nowadays is fucking BB.
Yeah, it's for me. It's just like I can't. I want to say I still have a Noir Vesper. I still have Noir Vesper as one of my whatchamacallit subscriptions. It's funny that that's still up. But that's a funny thing. Like, for me to watch Randon, I'm like, man, that is too much like my own life. I can't like watch your stream because it's like listening to myself. It's like listening to my internal monologue like speak.
It's like shit is getting too real. I gotta get out of here.
I'm like, no, this is too much like me. Oh, I got Chica Fuji Lisa. I have not watched her in forever. I know she is in a company. I forget which one though.
Yeah, if I remember, I think she joined a company that kind of almost went tits up again.
That seems to be a common thing. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but
yeah. No, I'm with Uber. I'm with Uber. I couldn't get into Randon either.
I do like this thumbnail though from Lisa. That's nice. And pick ass.
The Lisa is a core memory in my brain, but only because of the burp clip. It's just her actions, it's just like burp. Oh God.
Oh yeah, she is in Idol Corp. No, Idol's done, isn't it?
I'm pretty. No, I don't think it's done. I think it got sold.
So, okay.
Lisa's such a bean. Yeah, she is. I know, but Lisa's one of those girls. It's kind of like I wish the best, but you're just like born unlucky.
Yeah. She. Whenever she has to roll, like she just comes up like critical failure.
Yeah, it's sad to see, but that's just the nature of reality. Yeah, the Bad Dragon clip is a very good clip too.
Yeah, I like, part of me wants to be like, okay, it's just a bit. And then I'm like, no, it's not a bit. It's real. God, there's so many on here that I don't watch anymore.
Oh, funny story. I was watching this. Most of my YouTube feed is short documentaries, and I was came across this documentary channel, and I was like, I've seen this video before. Why did I start watching this guy? And I get to the next video, and he's kind of going on about feminism stuff. I'm like, that's why I stopped watching this guy, right?
Yeah, that'll do it fast.
Yeah, it was like warning flag. It's like, oh, it's Canadian. It's like, ew, Canadian. It's like, but Dunlar, you're Canadian. I know, I hate myself.
Smugglana is one that I watch, that I was watching at work, that I would just let play. But it's just kind of like, she's just kind of like Kershaw Light, I guess, is the best way to describe her.
Not that that's a bad thing.
No. Yeah, she's weird to describe. It's another Fox Girl model, so like it's a Fox Girl, so like of course I'm going to click on it. Yeah, whatever. You people can call me weirdos. You call me a weirdo, that's fine.
I know you're, if nothing but consistent, considering it's like dedicated Fox girls as opposed to like the Bong, where it's like, ooh, fluffy tails. It's like, oh, fuck off,
Yeah, seriously, no. Flying phantom ship. Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, these people. But I'm surprised by some of these people that I have on here.
Well, to be fair, you did detox for about a year, so there's a lot of like zombie. Probably have a bunch of zombie channels.
Yeah. I mean, some of these people I don't even know who they are or why I subscribe to them. I hope that Proctor doesn't shill her, because she can do well enough on her own. Smugglana, that is. That she doesn't really need to be shilled, and I think it would be much better for her if she grew organically than somebody trying to. What's the difference between shill and groom again? Because I have a hard time with that one sometimes.
Good question. Next question.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at I said that, and go from there.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, because you weren't here for like the mass exodus of the last Proctor the Proctor shenanigans.
I think I said it in the Kiwi Farms thread that anytime that you split a group up into anytime you take a small part of a large group and give them their own platform, it never ends well.
This is true.
And boy, shocking that came that came true, because you're just going to take the most dedicated people, which are also sometimes the most schizo people, and like give them free reign. I don't know.
Well, I knew what I was getting into with the whole schism thing and stuff, and I knew there was a time span to it and stuff, like, I had my chuckles and I bailed when it got stupid, so like, can't wait for the Zenler Exodus. Yeah, you're discovered a deep dark secret, my deep dark secret. Virus. I'm Canadian.
Oh God, a fate far worse than death.
No, it was kind of funny. Like I was on call the other night, and Wires realized, like, wait, you're Canadian? I'm like, yes, I've been very open about this. It was just funny. Yeah. Well, technically, Sark, I am technically French Canadian, but I'm not Quebecer. That's the distinction.
Yeah, I don't understand the people that want to start their own alternative Canada.
Yeah,
oh come on, that's not.
No, I think
that's not the worst thing he could be. There are far worse nationalities.
Sark, I've said I'm Acadian more than once. There's more French in Canada than just Quebecers. In fact, we hate Quebecers because they give the rest of us a bad name. Sark, mi amor. Acadian.
No, he's not in the Imperial Guard.
Man, to be that unlucky.
That is I thank God that my favorite faction in Warhammer 40K was Imperial Guard, and then I found out how ungodly expensive it is to play Imperial Guard, because while it's awesome that in an average game you can put like 300 units on the table, yeah, that costs a fortune to be able to do that.
Yeah, and plus your turn takes forever.
Yeah, because it was either like I was either gonna, and even worse, my other faction that I wanted to do that I was going to do doesn't exist anymore. Death Watch. They're supposedly coming back, supposedly, but I'm sure Games Workshop will fumble finger that again, and just give us a bunch more Sisters of Battle models, which is like all you see now. And I'm like, great, because everybody wanted to play Sisters of Battle. You had like 5 people upset because they could only find the metal models, and now all of a sudden everything is Sisters of Battle.
I know. I say go back to pewter. But
yes and no.
I want the children to get lead poisoning. God damn it.
Because I do like my old BattleTech models that are all metal. Because there's something nice about a hefty model that, like, if somebody pisses you off, you could beat them in the head with it, and it would actually probably do some damage. But at the same time, you get a lot more detail out of plastic, and plastic is easier to work with. Tabletop simulator. I
still haven't gone around to buying a tabletop simulator because I have absolutely no desire.
No, that's the thing is, like, if I wanted to play tabletop simulator, I'd just find like a war game that was close to what I wanted to play and play that on there. Or a game that was close to what I want to play and play that. Or I play War Game Red Dragon for like the 100,000th time.
Yeah. Like play an actual video game as opposed to like a tabletop simulator.
If I'm the only thing I could see tabletop simulator being good for is if you are serious, like, about 20s and stuff like that, that you use that as like your trainer. But then again, I don't know how good the AI is on tabletop simulator. My guess is it's dumb as a pile of bricks.
Last time I checked it out, I think it's like non-existent. I think it's literally you have to do everything.
Red Dragon is okay. There are balance issues with it, as there is with every war game. Namely that Soviets generally are able to get entirely too many units for the equivalent cost of Western units, especially if you're like playing in the United States. But at the same time, I could be really sneaky with one Abrams and take out like 5 Soviet tanks before I even get found. So it's one of those weird things.
I don't know why I'm having this brain blast. An old co-worker of mine, we were out drinking and stuff, and for whatever reason we were talking about hobbies, and then when we were stumbling home drunk, we made a detour, and I shit you not, he owns a house where he keeps all of his minis. He has like a man house, like it's a small little tiny like 2-bedroom house, but it's like wall to wall like army minis and like Warhammers, like he's a big ass tabletop gamer. I'm like, where it's like, Jesus Christ, man.
My for Team Yankee, which is basically it's 1/100 scale, like 80s Warsaw Pact versus NATO. If I set out my entire army, because we actually play in 1/144th scale, because that way we don't have to buy the minis and we can just use micro machines and 1/144 stuff you find online.
Yep.
If I laid out all my entire armies, probably they would fill up about half of the room I am in right now.
Like I'm so glad I never got into wargaming.
Like I have literally boxes that are full of arm. Like I have the tackle boxes that are literally full of like armored personnel carriers. Like I have more than I could ever put on a table, unless like whenever a big store goes out of whenever like a department store goes out of business or something, I'm like, man, it would be awesome to play a war game in there using actual like real distances, like a tank, like you could actually hit like you're actually aiming from 2 miles away, 2 scale miles away.
No, it'd be more like, it's like, all right, guys, we can finally have our Titanicus game. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that too.
It's like Armageddon fight. Go.
Balance issues in every RTS. I'm gonna say that the best RTS for balance was probably Red Alert 2, in my opinion. Minus some of your no. Because Yuri's units and Yuri's Revenge all were really weak armor-wise. They were just sneaky and they had fucked up abilities, but they didn't really hold up well to anything that the Allies or the Soviets had. Unmodified Red Alert 2. No, Team Yankees tabletop game. War game is whatchamacallit, RTS.
Yeah, because like most of the I'm a tabletop gamer at the end of the day and stuff, but as far as war games go, the most I played was like the Heroescape system. So Heroescape, Dungeons & Dragons Mini, and Arena of the Planeswalkers. Yeah.
I was glad to see Hero Quest come back, because that was actually a fun game. I had that one too. But I had the original Hero Quest where there was no women allowed, which was cool.
No, that was us when I was. Funny enough, probably one of the main games we played in university for tabletop was. Do you remember Talisman?
Talisman. Vaguely familiar.
It's like an ancient like board game. It's like probably like the proto like high end board game. It's
like Axis and Allies type,
Yeah. It's pretty much for like Dungeons and Dragons, the board game. That's pretty much what it was. It was like Dungeons and Dragons board game.
Okay.
I'll find a wiki link for it. I have fond memories of it. I mean, shit, I think it's older than we are.
Yeah, Axis and Allies was my first one, and you want to talk about balance issues? Boy, that game has balance issues. They finally corrected it, kind of, with like the Giant game, where it's you have to buy 2 separate games, like Axis and Allies for Europe, and then another one for the Asian theater.
I know.
Talisman, the Magical Quest game.
Okay, it might not be older than you, but it's older than me. It came out in '83.
Dude, this is back when Games Workshop actually gave a shit about people.
Yeah. The ancient days.
I remember because it was because when I first got Hero Quest, it came with like the Games Workshop flyer inside it, I was like, man, all this stuff is so awesome. This company is so great. Like, look at because I really wanted Space Hulk.
Yeah.
But never got it because it was so expensive.
Well, no, like my one of my friends, he collects a lot of tabletop board games and stuff, and like in hindsight, it's kind of funny how many brands and franchises that Games Workshop has that's not strictly Warhammer. You know, it's like this one here, Talisman, Mordheim, like a bunch of other ones too. It's crazy.
Yeah, the one thing I am upset about is that I forget where I saw this, but I guess now they said about 50% of Magic the Gathering is not going to be Magic the Gathering. It's going to be licensed properties.
Yeah, so the news came out a while ago that Universes Beyond, which is the licensing branding one, that's going to be like half of the product line going forward, and that is the dying gasp. Like that's like the beginning of the end. Like it's like Magic is not going to be Magic anymore, so that's like it's stick a fork and it's done.
Yeah. And like that makes me feel bad because honestly, Redwall is one of my favorite books, and so Bloomborough almost got me to play Magic because I was like, hey, that looks pretty cool. Like that reminds me of childhood memories. It almost got me to play it.
But Pippa did a couple of she did a booster box opening of Bloomborough. Because of the cute little animals.
Yeah, cute little animals with cute little murderous animals. But I just once again, it's another. Who owns Magic? Does Wizards of the Coast own Magic?
Wizards of the Coast owns Magic, yes, and they also own Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's. That was what stopped me, is that I was like, how many games have I owned that Wizards of the Coast have taken over and ruined? And that's why I will say public service announcement. The company that makes the war game, Team Yankee, Gale Force 9, all of their games very good. They are expensive though. Be aware of that, but they do take player feedback. They do address balance issues a lot better than GW or Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, GW and Wizards of the Coast needs to fucking die at this point.
GW is like. I don't know what could kill GW at this point. Like I feel like GW is trying to kill themselves.
The funny thing with GW is a perfect example of the Imperium. The only thing that's keeping it going right now is momentum.
Yeah, it's literally it's just the ball rolling downhill, and now they're just flooding product everywhere. But I see the same product everywhere though. That's the thing.
Team Yankee, is this the website for the company you're talking about?
Probably. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah. I'm just looking at their products right now. It's like, oh, that looks fun. I'm thankful I'm too poor. My militaritism is nearly not that great. I'm kind of more just for general history and not like, the toys.
Yeah. Oh no, like this 50 point. Let me see this 50 points. Oh, shut up, music.
They got a NAM expansion, man.
They have NAM. They have it used to be called Oil War, but it's Fate of a Nation now, which is Israel versus everybody else.
They ain't dying because people keep buying. Yeah, I've had this conversation before. There's a sucker born every minute, so the communism's never going to go away, and these stupid zombie corporations are never going to go away because there's always going to be a new idiot.
Or it's going to be the same old idiots, but they just think, oh, the company's going to change because they said they're going to, or because they got a new they got a new CEO or they got a new creative director or this or that artist came on with them that said they never would. No, bullshit. They're going to stay the same. They don't care. They're going to keep raising prices. That's all that matters to them. Like I think the price for like the start here pack that like gets you some units that you can field. I think it went up by like $30 over the past 5 years. And the worst part is for the like the starter pack for Imperial Guard, going back to like me starting an Imperial Guard, it doesn't even give you enough units to put on the table to have. It doesn't even give you enough points to put on the table, even if you use the most expensive units. You have to buy 2 of them.
Okay, that's just a dick move. At that point, that's just a dick move.
It gives you like 2. I think it's 2 infantry companies, a tank, and a heavy weapons company, and it's not enough points to play an actual game. You have to buy another heavy weapons company and like a headquarters company or something. Like, yeah, and it is a dick move, and it's a dick move because like if you're coming into the game, you're not going to know, oh, this isn't nearly enough units.
Okay, I just found a picture that completely sums up Magic the Gathering right now. I posted in the stream chat.
I love that it's in rainbow too. That makes it so much better, especially for gaming in general, because when it became cool for danger hair people to game, that's what ruined it too.
Yeah.
Like once you, I mean, I'm yelling at clouds here, but once
get it out of your system, man. Just get it out of your system.
Once you stop fucking gatekeeping a hobby, that's when it goes to shit. Like, I'll be honest, like hardcore like tabletop wargaming, like actual historical tabletop wargaming, like that is gatekeep the shit out of. Like if you're being actually accurate, and like certain hobbies,
they're trying though. They're trying.
but there's too much you have to invest in it. It's like why I'm very happy that another one of my hobbies is model railroading. That is gatekeep the shit out of, because you have to be able to do so much stuff that it's literally a woman can't do it. Like, I'm just going to straight out say it. It's on tape. Because you're talking about woodworking, electricity, model building, scenery, painting, basically everything. Yeah, that's about the best one. Or just
I'm not wrong. Oh, I'm just scrolling through the magic. I'm
straight up saying no.
I'm scrolling through the magic. I'm scrolling through the magic Reddit, and I just got reminded JD Vance actually plays Magic.
That's
so
just
we got the first Magic player in the White House. Yay!
Make Magic great again.
Oh, if only.
It would take a lot to do that. But no, the best gatekeeping is you just have to be active about it. Like, you have to be like, okay, this hobby is about this hobby, and it's not about, I don't give a fuck about your politics. Like, it's pretty much like we have two rules at our Model Railroad Club, and one of them is no politics.
I gotta stop scrolling through the Magic Reddit, because I'm just reminded that one of the next universes beyond IPs is gonna be SpongeBob.
Yeah, I saw that, and that made me like, I don't have a dog in the fight, but at the same time, it also made me upset, because I'm like, no, there's a Disney TCG, isn't there?
Yep.
If it's like Disney IPs, like isn't SpongeBob owned by Disney at this point? I mean, I would
don't think Disney owns Nickelodeon yet, but it's been a while since I've looked it up.
Okay, but either way, I mean, I'm sure there's a game that uses other IPs from Nickelodeon that they could put SpongeBob in instead of fucking Magic the Gathering. Like, I mean, or I don't understand. I don't know how Magic tourneys work, but are you going to see somebody like playing a fucking tourney-winning deck with SpongeBob the fucking SquarePants?
Yes, because here's the major thing that happened not too long ago. Pretty much almost everything is legal now.
See, that's a problem.
Yeah, because some of these secret layers and universes beyond were not like standard legal. They were like limited to like the product that they came out with and stuff. But now it's just like Wizards like, oh, everything's fair game now. It's like, well, what's the fucking point?
See that, then that would be like in terms of Weiss Schwartz. If you look at all the cards that like has. I'll use like Cancoli, for example. Like it has for category, it says Ship Girl. So like you can only construct your deck legally using Ship Girl characters. So that would be just like saying I can use any character I want, which basically, oh man, it's going to be so messed up in terms of, because it's going to mess up competitive balance. It's going to mess up strategy just because so much stuff is going to be way to go.
Well, it's kind of funny because cardboard, like the webcomic Cardboard Crack, the Magic webcomic, they made a joke like a decade ago of like I attack you with like SpongeBob, and fast forward to like current year, it's like, oh my god, the prophecy has been foretold. It's like, fuck. It's like I lived long enough. It's the red letter media thing. It's like, how does it feel to live long enough to see your franchise go down in flames? It feels great.
It's funny that you mentioned that because the other day I was walking through, I forget what store it was. It was like a Ross or a TJ Maxx, one of those, discount stores, closeout stores.
Yeah.
And there was like a little like ATST figure. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And it's only $5. Then I was like, no, fuck Star Wars. And I just I literally almost threw it down. Like,
it's be strong, brother, be strong.
Yeah. And like, literally, like I liked Star Wars over Star Trek for the longest time. But, now with both of them, honestly, Star Trek, not so bad because Star Trek, there's more, good than there is bad, I think. Well, if you go back far enough, there's like you have the original series, Next Generation, about half the episodes are good. Deep Space Nine, when it came out at the time, wasn't really well received. I think it aged really well.
Well, Well, yeah. Like, we didn't appreciate Deep Space Nine at the time and stuff, and we didn't know how good we had it. And stuff. It's like, oh, it's just Babylon 5 light. But then it's like, what came after Deep Space Nine? It was like, all downhill from there. So it's just like, man.
Yeah, like when Deep Space Nine turned into Federation at War, it's like, holy fuck, like where was this show at? Like, how did this show come out of what it originally was? Like, the last couple seasons of Deep Space Nine were fantastic.
Well, here's the thing. I've never liked Star Trek because we have the ongoing joke of like, damn, it's like, damn, we hate commies. But like, even as a kid, I did not like Star Trek because it's like, I don't like this. I can't put my finger out. But then I got older. It's like, this is exactly why I don't like it. But in hindsight, Deep Space Nine, it's like, yeah, Deep Space Nine is like, okay,
Voyager.
I actually like Voyager.
Voyager is complicated because Voyager fucks around with time travel too much, which bothers me because I I get real picky with causality. So
like here's my sales pitch for Voyager. Voyager is a slightly more retarded version of Farscape. If you want the better series, watch Farscape.
Yeah.
Then again, that's my go-to. That's my go-to sci-fi. But like, it does the Lost in the corner of the galaxy thing better and stuff. But like, as far as Voyager goes, it's not that bad.
I hate to say it, but I am one of those people that liked what was it called? Serenity was the Firefly. I liked Firefly before it was cool to like Firefly. Let me put it that
way. I'm with you on that there. Me and my roommate, we watched Firefly when it came out, and we very quickly realized, it's like, oh fuck, they're going to get out of order. This is going to bomb. And it did.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Firefly was solid. Now, when they decided to like when everybody decided that Firefly was solid, yeah, not so much. But I would kill to see and once again, this is going to be dating myself. I would kill to see a decent Wing Commander series, not the movie that we got.
I hate to be that asshole, but I consider the movie a guilty pleasure just because of how bad it is.
No, I can understand that. And I mean, like, Wing Commander, what is it? Wing Commander 3 is the one? I think, yeah, Wing Commander 3 and Wing Commander 4 are basically movies in and of themselves, too, which are not really great movies in and of themselves. But, yeah, I'd like to see, like, a competent... It'd probably work better as a short series, I think. But... yeah, I can't defend New Trek at all. Like, I heard, like, I did watch the last 2 episodes of the last season of Picard just to see the Enterprise D again. But like, I don't want to see the Enterprise D fucking like doing initial D moves inside a Borg cube. Like, no, like, my suspension of disbelief can only go so far.
Holy shit, Tanner does have a GIF. There's at least one.
Oh, God, they like, and it's like, what? Who did the mechanical design for that? Like, it looks like nothing in any of the games. Like, I think the one Kilrathi fighter looks slightly like the Dralthi from the games. I think it's been.
I haven't watched that movie in forever. Were there any aliens at all in the movie? I forget.
I couldn't tell you.
You blocked out the entirety of that memory.
I mean, all I know is it was awful. I want to say though that Trek kind of the last, yeah, okay, that's a good point. The last season of Picard was like 100% nostalgia bait, but I think that was the mandate from the studio. Like, we lost so many people on the second season because we pushed the progressive shit so far. Like, we need to put some butts in seats or butts in front of TVs. So let's just make another season of the Next Generation, and that's pretty much what they did.
And you know what? I never bothered to watch it because I don't care anymore.
No, like I said, I only watched a couple episodes. I watched clips of what I wanted to see. I know. I got all I needed out of the RLM reviews. Yeah, and to be fair, yeah, the RLM reviews are pretty much all you need to watch for the first 2 seasons. But it's the problem. It started to have the problem that Star Wars has, which is that Star Wars is, supposedly multiple galaxies or whatever, I suppose. But the story is so small. It's about like this group of 6 people. And I mean, I really wanted to see them with the sequels, like either just straight up do the Heir to the Empire trilogy of books, or if they wanted to bring Palpatine back, just do Dark Empire, the graphic novels, just do those as a movie. But yeah, small galaxy, like everybody knows everybody. Like, I don't want to fucking see a movie about Skywalkers anymore. I mean, I
what,
get the
you don't want to go to
kind of,
Tatooine for the millionth time?
yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, how many times do we have to, like, for a planet that was supposedly so unimportant that Luke couldn't wait to get off of it? Wow, it was really fucking important in the history of that universe.
Shit.
But like, there's so many like better stories in the EU that they could have used, and the Star Wars EU, honestly, like, was fucking bad. It was bad. Like, as much as I bitch about them, like, uncanonizing it and then recanonizing it, there were just some bad books written in it. But
well,
yeah,
see, it's the age old thing. Like 80%, like 90% of anything is crap. It is what it is. What it is. Created blank or simple as. Yeah, there's that. Actually, I don't know where I heard it. Apparently, there were talks not too long ago, or someone was talking hot air out of their ass of giving George Lucas a mountain of money to come back and just like write a script for them to revise and start from scratch.
I thought that they wanted to do that with Rise of Skywalker. I thought that they had approached Lucas and been like, please help us. This is a mess. We didn't bother to like write down what we wanted to do. So can you like tie this up in a knot? And from what I understand, like J.J. Abrams was the only person that was like willing to take that on. And say what you want to about the prequel trilogy, and I am not one of those people that's going to say, "Oh, the prequel trilogy is great." No, it fucking sucked.
Disney did the impossible. They made the prequel trilogy good.
They made the prequel trilogy good, but that's like saying I'd rather have fucking AIDS than like terminal ass cancer. Like it's not an improvement. But at least George Lucas sat down and said, okay, this is going to happen in episode 1. This is going to happen in episode 2. This is going to happen in episode 3. So the whole thing was like at least thought out with with everything from the sequel trilogy. It was just like, let's just throw shit against the wall and see what sticks, and then we'll hope that it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who did Empire, from what I understand, Irvin Kershner, was he the director for Empire?
Sounds right.
I think he had a lot to do with the fact that's part of the reason why that movie, why if you look at Star Wars and Return of the Jedi, and then you look at Empire Strikes Back, you're kind of like, whoa, this movie is way fucking darker than these other two. What the hell happened here? It's because Lucas kind of had a lot less to do with it. And actually, hot take, I don't like the original Star Wars movie. I think it's really boring. I like Empire Strikes Back. I like Return of the Jedi, but the original Star Wars is, to me, it's just boring and predictable.
Again, like I've said this conversation before, like growing up as a kid, I was kind of limited for a lot of air quote nerd options and stuff. And like my mom kind of gave me what she expected I would like and stuff. And it was like, Star Trek, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and all stuff. And a lot of it, I will acknowledge it for what it's done in terms of history and stuff. But it's like, at the end of the day, I acknowledge it for being a thing, but I don't like it. Like all these things, like instead of Lord of the Rings, I would rather Wheel of Time. Instead of Star Trek and Star Wars, I'd rather Farscape. This, that, and the other thing.
No, it's just because they're improvements over the original. I mean, they're inspired by it, but they're improvements over it. And I mean, they tend to be a little more original because Star Wars Star Wars is meant to, at least now, well, I think they're trying to appeal to a broad audience, but they're really not.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, is this modern audience in the room with us now?
Yeah, no, yeah. Raise your hand if you're the modern audience. No, I mean, I can't. The last movie that I saw in a movie theater, I shit you not, was Fury. That was the last movie I saw in a movie theater. I wanted to see Top Gun Maverick in IMAX, but I couldn't get the times to work. I couldn't figure out the time to go see it.
I'll do you one better. The last movie I saw in theater was Shin Godzilla.
When did that come out? Because that might have been...
That came out forever ago. Jesus fuck.
Yeah, that might have been... Because they had one screening here. They had 2 screenings here, and I went to see that.
Yeah, I was back out east visiting family at the time, and I dragged my mom down to Halifax to go watch it. 2016. Holy fuck.
2016. Yeah. Okay, then that was the last movie I saw in a movie theater, because I think Fury came out in 2014. But yeah, that was the last movie I saw in a movie theater. So it wasn't even a film for the U.S. audience.
Oh man. Oh well. The thing is, I've just gone back and rewatched a bunch of old, both in terms of like movies, games, books, and all that shit and stuff. I just go back and rewatch shit nowadays and stuff. Like the only new shit I watch nowadays right now is honestly just streams, like VTuber streams and like streamer streams. That's like the only new shit I watch.
Anything new is like designed not to appeal to me. Like I'm convinced that like you said, there's this modern audience that they're looking for that I don't connect with them, and I don't see where they are. So, I mean, I have my hobbies.
No, but here's the funny thing with the modern audience. For me, the modern audience right now is like the newer generation. So like maybe like the younger Gen Z and like the Gen Alpha is coming up and stuff. But if you look at what the kids are into nowadays and stuff, none of them watch any of this shit.
No, none of them do. And honestly, if you look at Gen Z and if you look at Gen Alpha, like they're starting to lean more conservative than their predecessors were. Like I fall in that weird. Well, we've actually both fall in that weird gap of like between Generation X and millennials. And I generally define if you are a latchkey kid, you fall more into Generation X. If you had a parent at home, you fall more into millennial. So I group myself more into Generation X.
Well, you are a few years older than me, but personally, I self-identify more with Gen, like as far as like values and like general things, as far as pop culture and values and stuff. I personally identify more with Gen X, even though I'm firmly an older millennial.
Yeah, no, it's the whole generation thing is kind of goofy, and there's way too much focus placed on it. But economically too, there's a lot of things too. Modern audience doesn't exist outside of Twitter in California. California isn't real. It can't. Well, no, California is real, and it can hurt you, unfortunately.
Yeah, the hobo on the side of the street there with a rusty AIDS needle that can hurt you.
Just walking down the street can kill you. But
out of like when I went to when we had my mother's celebration of life gathering over the summer and stuff, all my relatives were like, hey, come visit, you should really come visit the States right now. I'm like, no never gonna happen.
No, I mean,
they're in the Northeast. They're in New England. Yeah. It's like that's a firm no.
I mean, New Hampshire is kind of okay, out of all of them, because they have really cool gun laws in New Hampshire. Maine is just like taxes on top of taxes, plus like everybody, plus all the scum from New York go up to Maine for the summer. So there's that. I don't really know much about Vermont, and Massachusetts like just needs to fall into the ocean.
Yeah, most of them are they're kind of everywhere in New England, but the lion's share of them are in Mass.
Yeah, like Massachusetts, like is like I like
it's a shithole.
Yeah, it should just like more. It should just join New York and become one amorphous like horrible state. But I don't.
Yeah, I think the last, like, I haven't been to the States since I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
and it's gonna stay that way.
It makes you feel old when you're like, man, I miss the way things used to be. But yeah, definitely do. Modern audience doesn't see this. Yeah, the cultural power of Star Wars. I think it's just good. I think it's just good advertising. And then it was the first thing in terms of I know in terms of toys, it was one of the first big hit movies that had a big hit toy line too. So I think that has something to do with it, because you have a lot of people my age with that nostalgia memory of like, oh, this is when I got my Ewok Village toy, or my X-Wing toy or whatever.
I had the Ewok Village. I had the Ewok Village set. I had that.
See, I never had any Star Wars toys. All I had was G.I. Joe, which is fine by me.
I had a bunch of different toys as a kid, like the Kenner days. Like my main, I really wish my parents let me keep. Like, I don't know what happened to most of my toys growing up as a kid. The things just hit the wayside and stuff. But like the Uber saying the old Kenner days, I had pretty much the entirety of the first set of Jurassic Park Kenner toys, and they all went missing. Pissed to this day.
Oh man, that is, yeah. If those are complete, those are some of the.
Yeah, like I had both. I had both T-Rexes, most of the dinosaurs. I had the fucking compound set. I was like,
okay. Here's what pisses me off about Lego Star Wars sets. Lego was going to do a V-22 Osprey. If you don't know what a V-22 Osprey is, look it up. It's basically a helicopter that can turn into a plane. They were going to do a Technic set of that. There was a German anti-war group that got them to not do it, because they said it was military related and it was too violent. But yet every fucking Star Wars set has like 3 guns in it. Explain that to me.
What's that company that specifically does military Lego sets that Lego doesn't?
Kobe. C-O-B-I.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they do really good stuff. And also, if you do get one of the big sets, like I think I have like 4 of the battleships. Yeah. If you get a big set, it's probably going to be missing a part, but they are really good with sending you missing parts really fast. And if you Mega Bloks did Call of Duty. They actually did some really cool sets for Call of Duty. If you actually wanted to use them for something like, if you wanted to use them for something like Warhammer, the miniatures are about the right size to use as stand-ins as Warhammer figures. So there's that. But Kobe has the actual licenses from like Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and all that. Yeah, the Halo sets were really fun too. I actually just sold a bunch of my Mega Bloks sets that I had from Call of Duty just because too much shit, not enough room.
It's been a while since I've gone to the Kobe website. I just want to see what they have for military stuff now.
Oh, it's like the stuff they have now is incredible.
Oh, I know.
The only thing I don't like is on some of them, there's some of their planes, like they have, I'm trying to think, like the Tornado is probably one of the worst offenders. The like the nose of the plane is like one part, and the fin of the plane is one part, and the wings are like one part. I grew up with old school Lego where like stuff has to be like made out of multiple pieces, so I'm not a fan of doing that. That's just me though.
Oh my god, they actually have the Top Gun license.
Yeah. They have I considered buying the Tomcat, but I just never got around to it. This was actually this was the one I was gonna film. Let me see if I can find the.
Yeah, you talked about doing that once, of doing a hand cam of building. That was when Pippa was doing hers.
She did her little submarine that I probably could have finished in like 30 minutes. Brick Arms is still a thing, I think. Brick Arms is still a thing. And I'm just gonna try to, let me see. Kobe, Jagged, Panther. Yeah.
Yep, Brick Arms is still a thing.
So she took, what is it? It was 1 3-hour stream, and then like she never finished it. I don't think
she finished it. Yeah,
the little submarine. She lost a piece too.
Yep.
I finished this set in, I think, 3 hours and 14 minutes, or it might be 4 hours and 14 minutes. And I ended up having to take apart part of it because I messed up something on the inside. And this was 1,000 elements. Her set, I think, was, I forget what she had. She had like a little tiny submarine. It was something from Azure Lane. I know that. It was mentioned in Azure Lane. But I was going to, this was one of the ones that I was going to, no, because I think no, this was after. I was going to, first try, I'm trying to Lego. So, okay, yes.
U-boat 27, C Hund.
181 pieces. So, let's see. I had over five times the pieces. And this thing is tiny. Like I can tell just by looking at the box. Like it's tiny. It's a tiny 181 pieces.
But to be fair, to give Pippa some credit, she is retarded.
Yes. And I don't think she grew up building Lego like I did. And she probably hasn't, built something. I will, if she ever sees this, this will probably make her upset, but oh well, I live to make other people upset sometimes.
Yeah, because weren't you going to because you were going to stream that and then like at her as like, get on my level, scrub. Like you were very vindicative at the time.
No, I was pissed at the time. Yeah, because like that for whatever reason.
It just triggered autism.
It did. This is the new Bismarck. I have the old Bismarck, but from what I understand, the only difference is they did the red coloring on it, so it matches their what's the other ship? Prince Wagon. It matches Prince Wagon. The Prince Wagon they did a little better. And it looks like they cleaned up the turrets a little bit. But it's pretty much the same model. But this was 2789 pieces. And this took probably close to 12 hours, I'd say, to put together. And that's just straight building. I mean, it's not, it just takes that long. And part of it is because you got to look for pieces. So.
Red Baron. Of course they do. I'm just looking at the Kobe website still.
Oh yeah, they have so much stuff. It's unbelievable.
I on my playlist earlier today when I was doing my dishes. The Sabaton Red Baron came on. That's why I have it on the brain.
Oh, somebody should ask her to build this one, because wasn't one of her first streams playing the horrible Red Baron game?
I can't remember, but I do remember the Red Baron song was one of her earliest karaoke. It was on the playlist of one of her earliest karaoke's. I do remember that.
It's only 174 pieces, so I mean, come on, up your game. That's actually less pieces. That's less pieces than the submarine, and they're chunkier pieces too. So she should be able to keep up with this.
Oh, I'm sure she'd find a way to lose peace.
Oh, I guarantee you, it would be one of those 2 machine guns, and they probably don't give you an extra one. Kobe's pretty good about giving you extras of fiddly pieces. And Lego is now too. Like, I'm shocked by the fact that like there's extra pieces in Lego kits and Lego sets now.
Well, they clearly realize that their target audience is at an all-time high in retardation.
Yeah.
T-34.
I have a T-34.
I don't know. It's just seeing some of these things is just so fucking funny to see in like a legally distinct Lego form. Oh my god, they actually have a Jeep series. Okay, I gotta get off this website before I do something stupid.
Yeah, no, that website's dangerous. So is their Amazon shop. Let me see. How long ago was this? What day was this stream on?
What, the Pippa stream?
Yeah, the Pippa stream. Oh, stream. Wow, almost a year ago.
Yeah, this was a while ago.
It was a year ago. I feel like that was longer. That one really. I don't know, for some reason. That just.
You thought it was older than that?
I thought it was older than that. And I'm looking at this bowl on the right-hand side. Yeah. Is that a ring of disgusting stuff in the bowl? Or is that just what the bowl looks like?
I'd rather not know.
Yeah, there's some things that man is not meant to know. But yeah.
Actually, I just realized we're looking at like military toy stuff, and it's a veteran / Remembrance Day.
There, perfect. It was
meant to be. It's like we did it, Reddit.
I wish I could go and see my, because I know I think I actually watched this part of this stream, but I think I had to rage quit this stream because she was like losing pieces.
Actually, I distinctly I'd have to go back in our logs and stuff. I think we were live posting this stream, and I distinctly do remember you rage quitting.
Yeah, okay, somebody because I'm watching it. Why is there a yellow rim in the bowl? Okay. Oh, it was the spider bowl. Oh God.
Oh, when she ate the tarantula, right?
Yeah, that was the things fame makes you do. Oh. All right. Well, 10 o'clock means I pretty much have to call it.
Yeah,
but it has been a pleasure.
This is fun. If you ever feel up to it again, I'm down for whenever.
More likely than not, yeah. I don't know if can we do games on this or anything, or just is it talking?
I don't know. We can play games, just talk. I'm down for whatever. I'm not married to any particular brand of content.
All right, sounds good. I just need to figure out how to make my graphics transparent so I don't have that ugly ass white background, but I don't know how you do that on a GIF.
Oh, I'm sure there's a website that'll do that for you. I'm almost guaranteed there is.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
All right.
And for everyone else, thanks for coming. Take it easy. Later.
See you later. All right.
Where's my ending scene?